all with the trimmings. And Sunday is your choice of all-you-can-eat calabash shrimp or perch for only $10.99. And the Captain's Cap is now high. Road, Gastonia, 670 Park Street in Belmont, and 1218 Highway 16 Business in Denver. Voted again Best Family Fish House, Best Salad Bar, and Best Tea. That's the Captain's Cap Family Fish House. Plumbing problems? Well, if you're not an expert plumber, then we invite you to call the Expert Plumbers. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Just call 828-245-7302. Recommended since 1973. From faucets to sinks to toilets, from sewer and drains to well pumps, from dishwashers to disposals to bathroom remodeling, residential and commercial, new homes too. Don't let your plumbing problems drive you plumb crazy. 828-245-7302 or visit the website at olmstedplumbing.com.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincoln. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
It's time to make your daydreams come true with a visit to Rustic Roots Salon and Spa, now open in Cherryville on the corner at 100 East Main Street. Misty Kalo and Bailey Richardson invite you to come on in. Walk-ins are welcome. The new Rustic Roots Salon and Spa is open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. Rustic Roots Salon and Spa features color, cut, on-site and travel special occasion hair and makeup, plus lash extensions, brow and facial waxing. And to make an appointment, call 704-898-4956 or 980-241-2041. Now open at 100 East Main Street on the corner in downtown Cherryville. Like them on Facebook and Instagram too. If you're in the market for new flooring, go to this area's most recommended flooring store. That's Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Flooring America in Kings Mountain is where friends send friends for their flooring needs. And right now, you'll find the ever-popular luxury vinyl plank for only $2.99 a square foot. That's right, only $2.99 a square foot, all during the Fresh Start Flooring Sale. Give your home a refresh with one stop at Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain, online at flooringamericakingsmountain.com.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR Racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
On another Saturday with Kevin Hastings, Hunter Yancey, Tom Sinafani, and normally Terry Ronhart, who apparently had some plastic surgery done this over the week, and is now Coach Gene Boyles.
Terry's hurt right now. His feelings is hurt.
So your conclusion to what happened is Terry had plastic surgery, and now it's Gene Boyles.
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently. Deductive reason, JP. I'm not going to get into where you went to school.
His feelings is hurt.
I went to Cleveland Community College. If I remember
You're
correctly,
a Yeti. You're a Yeti. You need to get you some Yeti gear.
They did not have it when I was there.
I know.
So
That head looks like it needs a toboggan, JP,
I'm
from
like,
here.
well, to be honest, having myotonic muscular dystrophy is one of my symptoms of having no hair. So
I know, JP. I love you.
I know.
How's them grits?
they're good, actually, really good.
Good. Tommy, how's that biscuit?
It was good. It's gone.
And Hunter?
Working on it.
Working
Didn't
on it?
think it would be appropriate for me just to sit and stuff my face in front of everybody.
Well, you're going to have a
online.
minute because I got to talk to Gene about something in a second,
You're right.
so you can just eat
You're
it,
right.
eat it during the
You're
end.
right. I'll just mute
How's
myself
the,
and just.
How's the sweet tea?
Sweet tea is sweet, but it's
I'll tell you
good.
what, it's
Oh, so that's
extremely
what it
sweet.
is.
It wakes you up though.
They
think-
remember to put the sugar in it?
I think this was actually taken out of a hummingbird feeder somewhere because it is really.
It is
like,
very sweet.
Southern tea. Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Yep.
Well,
Sweet and
I like
strong.
Good morning, everybody. We are missing terrific Texas. Any other teas that would describe Terry? Last week he was Kerry Earnhardt, and he's gonna have part of that in just a little bit.
I'm not sure how a guy from Lincoln gets nicknamed Texas, but it's okay.
'Cause he's a Cowboys fan.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
So-
you're like
so-
supposed to be from the state if you're called Texas.
Well, if you're the only guy from everyone from, I guess in another state, they always call him Tex.
Okay. I mean, whatever. I mean, usually it's people from Texas.
Well, I don't make the rules. All right, we got Gene Boyles
He's
in the
geographically
house.
inclined.
He is.
Cleveland
Yeah.
Community College baseball coach. Gene, I got your little logo up there. You like that?
Nice, looks good.
I got you color coded and everything. I did a little work, Hunter, yesterday.
There you
Believe it or
go.
not,
There you go.
Got him set up. The Yeti's up. Do they got a name for him yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. We need to have a contest. Let's have an official contest.
I would be fine just calling him Blue.
I would be fine calling him Nobby, but nobody wants
Nobby.
to call him
There may be copyright laws on that. Is
Nobby.
there?
Might be.
Did you think they copyrighted that?
I-
Copyrighted
I-
that up in
I'm pretty
northern
sure.
Cleveland County?
Pretty sure if Coach wants to name the Blue Yeti,
No, I've already got
Nobby,
one.
he's
I've got
good.
one. Just call him Squatch.
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 JP, you know,
That's not bad.
I know. I was so scared
I didn't know
of
where
where
it was
that was
going to
going.
go, but-
Not bad. That's not bad.
well, I've got a T-shirt to wear. The first game I go to, it's got the 2020 social distance champ, and it's got Sasquatch on there. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to wear to the first Yeti game.
You
I
need
go to.
a Yeti on a shirt what makes it look like he's stinky and social distance hashtag social.
But
Yeah.
is it the brown? Is it the brown one?
But
Because
anyway.
we're gonna have to paint over it. It's blue.
We had this argument, Coach, and I hope you weren't listening because I just I didn't want it to be blue, but the school colors are blue, so it's kind of one of those things where it's got to be blue. I thought it'd be more authentic if it was brown,
What?
but the school
Or
colors
white.
Now that
the
it's
Yeti
green.
is like his northern cousin.
His girlfriend could be neon green, and she blends in to
guess
the
that's what
woods.
it
So, like
is.
in the wood, like in the wild,
neon green
the
does
co-
not
the-
blend in
the
into the
male,
woods.
the male has the bright blue or red color, and the female wears the green or the brown. So
But
we
see-
got this figured out.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
What do you think, JP?
Honestly, I've already discovered the mystery of the Yeti and Sasquatch, so I'm just gonna remain quiet.
Oh no.
Hold on a second, Coach. Where can we get the you got T-shirts and jerseys yet that people can buy at the bookstore and stuff?
Yeah, so you could do one or two things. You go through the bookstore at Cleveland Community College, or you can go on YetisCCC.com. That's our team merchandise. You can get softball, cross country, or baseball apparel in there. As
Okay.
well.
I might have to get something.
Is that 2 C's or 3 C's?
3 C's.
Three
so
Cs.
YetisCCC.com.
I mean, do you have the real jerseys, like the button-up baseball jerseys?
We don't yet, but we've
Okay.
actually had two people from Cleveland County call about getting jerseys to our
Yeah.
president's office already. So
Okay, yeah. I was going to get the real thing, the real button-up jersey for when we go to the games. I want to look authentic when I go, so I'm going to stop by and get myself some apparel.
there you go.
Tom's got to be with it. He's got
Gotta
to
be
be
with it.
hip.
Well, I mean, I attended classes there. My brother's a graduate there. I think everybody who lived in Cleveland County has been there for a class at some time or another. So I'm just excited
I
to have it in the
graduated from
community.
college there.
Terry went. I mean, yeah, JP went there. Tim teaches over there. So a lot of
It's good for the community. I'm glad to see a lot of the kids from the surrounding communities and right here in Cleveland County playing for Cleveland community. So it is good. And I've thought for years, a lot of these kids we lose to like CVCC and some of the other colleges that have the program. So I'm glad we have a program right here now.
All right, well, I'm gonna find it and pull it up for the folks watching later. Folks, if you listen on the radio this morning, you can always watch on live on Facebook or on KTC Broadcasting. You can share this video with all your friends and families and neighbors, and we'll put the replays on YouTube. I'll chop it up a little bit into some smaller segments for everybody, as opposed to the 2 hours. So you can, if you want to zero in on a sport or topic, you can. Hunter and I are on Mondays and Wednesdays at 2:00, this same channel on the internet, doing the Shock Joxx podcast, 2 to 4, and you guys can tune in for that. So let's see, we got all kinds of news and notes, things to talk about today, guys. U.S. Open golf, we've got NASCAR, we've got Major League playoffs are shaping up, and I've learned some new rules the past 2 weeks. Hunter, I'll ask Gene what he thinks about those. We've got NFL picks, college picks. And so Monday, folks, Gene's going to be here Monday, and Monday we'll really get into what's going on with Gene's program and the college and get in depth with all that. And today we're going to get Gene's experts analysis on other sports like pro sports and college and get his picks and everything. We're going to have some fun today, and we're glad Gene's in the house. And, maybe a permanent replacement, for whoever else sits in that seat.
Well,
depending on the right answer to the question.
I will say this. If the Miami-Boston series continues like it is, Terry will definitely not be here at least for the next 2 weeks.
0-2, and he disappears.
See, but what in these NBA series now, nobody's really got a home court advantage. So I mean, look at the Nuggets came back down 3-1.
I did get my question answered. I wondered if you go to an NBA game, it's the only sport that plays music during the actual game. So I was always wondering if they were going to do home music and then the defense music or just happy music for everybody. And they are doing the home DJs and home announcers.
Right, I noticed
to make
that.
it feel like the home game. So
I did notice that.
I think that's way better than the fake fans.
Yeah, the virtual fans, I'm not even sure. I guess you got to apply to be one of those virtual fans.
Probably
You gotta pay for it.
I'm sure you
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah,
okay.
it's like
Yes.
I didn't know
think
whether it was like
free.
they gave some to celebrities and then made it random, like you could win a contest.
but it's
or
like
something.
it's
All right,
like
Gene, I got a question for you.
all right.
Hunter wants to eat his biscuit.
You're gonna mute yourself.
What? It's the opening.
He can't help
It's the
himself.
opening segment, and these guys will get into a tangent about a sport if I don't let them. When we're about to talk about
Yeah,
it.
because it's
Yes.
a sports show.
It's
That's
because
why.
it's the
a
opening
tangent about
segment.
sports,
All right,
'cause it's
all
a
right.
sports
We'll,
show.
we'll be
All
back.
right, Gene,
actually.
we got like
Me
we
and
got
Tom
like,
will be
we got
back.
like it's going to take 2-3 minutes because he's a smart
Go
man.
ahead. Go ahead.
He's a very intelligent.
Well, this gives
man.
me 2 minutes to eat a biscuit.
All right, Gene. Sidearm pitching, right? Any rules against it?
I love sidearm pitching.
Oh, I just might as well give you a hug before I finish this question then. All right, Gene. So you're pitching sidearm, whatever you're, or say the guy's pitching sidearm against you. I'll put you in the other coach's position because this the opposing coach. And the guy, without balking, starts throwing pretty much like a softball pitcher, underhanded. And he's just throwing pitches. And I'll give you a little background on it, and can't remember the exact year. It might be 1921 or 1919, something like that. Greensboro AA pitcher, underhanded, reported in the Lincoln County News, to if that more irony to it, threw a perfect game, underhanded. It was his only win of the season. Now, whether that's successful strategy or not, that's not the question. Is it against the rules, and would you have anything against a guy up there underhanded tossing it to your team?
Sad part is not, and that's the biggest thing too. I mean, that's how the game started too, was underhanded. So in baseball, so a lot of the older rules don't come into play now, where in non-modern baseball, you used to be able to catch the ball on the bounce. It was out.
Right, I remember that, or remember seeing the rules.
I mean, if you remember that, that's impressive.
Yeah, all right. I remember seeing that rule or a story or something on that. Yeah.
So, I mean, the biggest thing with that, especially being a sidearm guy, is just being connected to the rubber. I mean, it's going to be tough, especially being 60 foot, 6 inches away. And, I mean, pitch is going to come in anywhere from 40 to 50 now going underhanded.
Right.
I mean, even slower.
So my question is, do you yell at the umpire? Or do you complain about anything? Is there anything for you to say as a coach, or you just let the other guy just throws under
There's
it?
nothing I can do. You just
Okay.
gotta sit back and drive the baseball.
Any level. Little league, you're talking high school, Legion, pros, college. Have you ever seen?
The guru to my right should know it. I mean, he umpires.
Oh, he's answered correctly.
I've already I had this conversation.
So the question is there any reason then that I, as a coach pitch, should not be able to throw underhand or sidearm to my kids?
There shouldn't be any
No?
reason.
No reason.
There should be no reason.
Well, the head. Now, everyone agrees with me and you and Tom, and I've talked to basically 9 to 10 people, and it's 9 out of 10 agree with us. But the one guy who disagrees with us is the head umpire of this league.
Of course he is.
That's the one guy, Gene. So I said, which angle is illegal then? Is it 90 degrees? Is it 45? Is it 15? And this umpire's already texted me that we're wrong. So the question is, should there be any reason? And now this don't have anything to do with that question. This is why I didn't even ask it at the end. My daughter is on the team. He made the point that this is overhanded baseball. And I'm like, there is no such thing as overhanded baseball. And if you're making the point about that, well, my daughter's going to be playing softball, so should I get to throw her underhanded? Her just underhanded. And if not, does Title IX be involved in that at all? Just being smart with it. But I didn't want to bring any of that up. I just wanted to know, would you have anything opposed to the other guy up there underhanded it to your team?
I can see coaches going nuts.
Right.
I can see coaches get upset.
This is why I called the umpire director before the tournament. I said, because the other coach is going to say something. But I want to know, as a rule, is it against the rules? And there was no rule. There's no piece of paper. There's no nothing, Gene. It was just of his opinion that we shouldn't do that.
I don't know any rule.
What if the head umpire told you your underhanded pitcher was throwing 2 underhanded? Your sidearm pitcher was throwing 2 underhanded. What would you say about that?
I mean, I don't know any rule to it. I mean,
come on. I mean, like,
and that's the only thing. I mean, like I told you before, we used to have to throw drop down. And I mean, I'm looking at the rule right now. Not until 1884 is when they changed the rule that they banned that. It was a ban on overhand, so you had to go underhand, and they switched it to where you could go both sides. I can see guys when you go to a plate conference or get called to talk to the umpire where they're stuck in. I mean, I've had that with the slide rule before and a couple of different rules.
Right. And local rules, I get it. If you got a printout, it's on your website, you let us know before. Sure, I agree. I'll do whatever you want to. But if there's nothing on it and I just come out here, and the reason for it being, Gene, if we can do, this is my little picture of the green guys up here. A 6-foot person throwing to a 3-foot person throws a rainbow, right? Think about a classic. Could King Griffey Jr. hit that pitch as a left-handed hitter with a loop swing? He would about strike out every time. And that's if a 9-foot pitcher was throwing rainbows to him almost. So my problem is the kids are having trouble hitting that, right?
Right.
So at home, I've got the plastic balls. I fire them to my children underhanded but hard. I'm not lobbing it. I'm still firing it in there. And they hit it pretty well because it's on that plane. We get in the baseball game, we start throwing overhanded, now we're striking out. So I put him on the spot because I know the guy is funny. I said, so your position is that y'all would rather the 6-year and 7-year-old girls strike out every time as opposed to hit it in the infield. But they didn't want to go there.
Well, see, like where I'm from in Maryland, they switched it up with like the coach pitch or assistant pitch.
Right.
They changed it to where they have those little assistant pitch
machine
machines now,
right?
And to keep it on level because you get somebody that's 6 foot whatever
right.
throwing to a kid that's 3'4", or 4 foot tall. I mean, they can't hit that. Or they're creating this uppercut swing.
Right.
I mean, now we've got elevator shaft swings, and it's not conducive to them even playing.
My son's got that classic lefty. He switch hits, but he hits harder lefty. But he's got that classic loop. So if he throws it, if he can hit it, he's hitting it fine. But every now and then he's just swinging and missing. I'm just like, he's all over that ball, but that thing's just dropping. It's just a drop ball.
Right.
So I was just wondering what another baseball aficionado thought as opposed to the umpire.
So what are you going to do since you're in the league?
I don't care that much. We're just going to throw it overhanded. You know what I mean? Like
The
it's
kicker.
And I told him I didn't want to push it that hard. I just wanted to ask. I just want to know, what is the umpire going to say when I do this? Is he going to back me up and say, yeah, this is the rule, calm down, coach? or am I going to be the one having to defend this that I'm throwing it underhand?
Do you have to stand up? Can you be on a knee?
I don't. I have no idea. I've never seen the pieces of paper or anything else.
The kicker is who the head umpire is.
Yeah,
That's the kicker of the whole story.
You know the head umpire.
Oh.
You ready? It's the guy that's sitting in the seat you're sitting in, Terry Reinhardt.
Nice.
That's the kicker. It's Terry.
It's Terry.
It's Terry.
Hey, Terry.
It's Terry. I'm getting 9 out of 10 people agree with Tom. Everyone at this table. JP don't even know the rules. I'm sure he agrees with it. But there should be no reason that I can't come up here and fire him in there underhanded. Yeah, he should actually care less. See, I told you. He don't know. But it's Terry, of all people.
If it's not in writing, I would just do it. But
And if it is in writing, I like I said, I don't mind. But yeah, I was just playing baseball. And here we go. And then I'm being told I couldn't. But I did call beforehand, trying to be nice about it. But I don't know, Gene. I don't know.
Well, it's amazing, too, because especially at that age, you want kids to have success, too. And that's kind of why we lose a lot of kids.
You want them to hit the ball.
Correct.
And not strike out. My daughter comes out, I struck out. I'm like, well, if the head umpire wouldn't allow rainbows, you would get to hit, daughter. And then she told our coach the other day, thanks for striking me out, coach. And I'm just like,
That's
she's just talking. And then Austin asked the other day, he was playing second, and Terry was actually umpiring the game. And Kerry Earnhardt was actually umpiring the game. And I got a good picture of him, and Austin turned around and said, when's this inning in? I said, when that umpire allows us to play by the rules and, calls the run, lets us go in. I don't know. I just telling my son all kinds of BS just to pick on Terry. But anyway, yeah. So what do you think about that?
I mean, that's, like I said, that's the...
Should I just ban him in general until I get to throw underhanded from the show? Is that what we need to do, Hunter?
lock the door.
Lock the door on Terry in the mornings. Snatch the biscuits.
I can't do that.
Golly.
Can't do that.
Golly.
Can't do that to poor Terry. Can't do it.
I mean, I told him if we was in Japan, everybody be throwing sidearm or Shelby.
Huh?
He said
I'll vouch for Darth
If
Vader.
we was playing in Shelby, we'd be throwing sidearm. Like I threw sidearm in high school. That's like I'll just go up there and that's why I even said what angle is illegal because I would throw sidearm because I can throw sidearm. So and there was nothing. I have overhanded, Gene. It's not called overhanded coach pitch, but anyway, that was my 5-minute soapbox. I wanted to get Gene's opinion on it.
supposed to be worse than that.
Well,
See, they've just heard it a couple of times.
It's ongoing and
This
incessant.
is the third time I've heard it, though.
Right.
Because
Yes.
because of Terry. It wouldn't be the third time, but it's because it's Terry. If it was just some random person out in who knowsville, these jackwagons won't let me do it. I just tell you, but it's Terry. Golly,
it's Terry.
All right, guys, we've got U.S. Open to talk about. Tiger is out already.
Not surprised.
I told you that. See, real quick, Gene, this is going to get to something we're going to talk about in a little bit. I don't know if you noticed about me, but I am all in on the sports are fixed camp. I'm all in on that. Tom
Sports show, and he thinks everything's fixed.
Tom doesn't agree with me, but anyway, I think they could be easily influenced. And I'll explain in the basketball in just a little bit as well. But when Tiger won that Masters, I've never seen a golf tournament more fixed in my life. The guy who hit every fairway, every green, every day of everything, Molinaro, comes out here in the back nine, water, and not hitting the water like next to the green. It's like 40 yards short. I'm like, And Tiger actually didn't catch him. They backed up to him. So now it's Tiger made a comeback. So anyway, I'm all in the fixed camp. So we're going to talk about that in the NBA in just a little bit. But as soon as that happened, I said, Tiger will never win anything else unless it's at the Masters and they do the fix is in. He's out today. Patrick Reed leads. Bryson DeChambeau is second. -4, -300. You got a favorite right now at the Open?
No.
It's a pretty hard course. We're at
It is
Winged
a
Foot.
hard course.
Mm-hmm.
I've saw multiple videos of caddies going out there on the course before they even got there this weekend, hitting the ball up on the green and watching it roll for 40 seconds.
You know what they need to do? Toughen up. Toughen up. Play like the rest of us do on Saturdays and Sundays, right? Gene, do you play golf any? No?
Terrible.
You're terrible.
My club goes further than the ball does.
I got you. Bubba Watts is in contention right now. Does he, with the tough greens, does he stay there or does he slowly fall apart?
I don't know. I saw
Quickly
a bunch of networks that I follow that aren't like major ESPN, They are all in on betting on the course because
I was
they're
gonna say, Tom,
betting on the course.
Is this one of those ones where you can't win it with any shots, but by God, you can lose it with one bad shot or one hole?
DeChambeau always finds himself near the top, though. You know what I mean?
He has lately, absolutely.
He's found himself near the top.
Him
He's
and
a-
Reed at the top are two of the most unliked players on tour.
Oh, they hate
I'm-
Patrick Reed.
I'm sure people online are losing their minds. You expect like one of these guys drop, just some of these guys to follow the top 10, like 8s and 9s at any point here at Wingfoot this weekend?
No, I wouldn't expect to see here.
I don't
Take a
know.
look at the leaderboard.
I mean,
I
they
can
are
see a Bubba Watson
pros.
getting a 13.
No.
10 Cup did.
I don't know, but this was essentially the PGA saying, we're tired of you guys killing our courses.
Yeah.
We're letting the course fight back this
Yeah.
time.
All
and
right.
it's kind of weird. Like, have you ever sat there and thought about it? It's like, yeah, the course is fighting back. It's an inanimate object. Like it's grass.
Dustin
Okay.
Johnson +3, so he's kind of in the hunt.
I like I like Brooks Koepka a lot, but I don't think he's taking part this week.
Yeah.
But that's one person I've liked for a long time, Dustin Johnson, because he's from down in South Carolina.
Yeah.
He's, if you want to call local, I don't know if there's many outside of, what is it, Varner Jr.? Is that the one that's
Harold
from this
Varner's
area?
from Gaston,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
about to say that. Other
He
than
went to
him,
Forest View.
other than him, there's not many people in the what did they call it in the pro? What is it?
PGA there, Hunter.
No, not the PGA. they call it something where they travel around.
World Tour. Plains.
No,
I don't know
forget
where
it.
you're going.
Forget it. I know what.
Anyway,
It is the tour.
Terry
Never
says,
mind. They
tell
call
Gene
it
he
the
can
tour.
go on home now.
Matt,
Terry's done with all of us.
That's what
He
it is.
just wants it to
There's
be the
not
Terry
not
Rockland
many
show.
players from the Carolinas in the tour. That's what it is.
McElroy's had a shot 6 over. Had a rough day.
Listen,
Course for
all
him.
I know, McElroy and his girlfriend broke up like 2 or 3 years ago, and since then he ain't never been the same. So
Did Dustin Johnson have anything to do with that one?
I don't know.
JP, real quick before we go to break, I need your opinion. We got one other thing. See what you guys think about this for our first break. Have you been paying attention to the tennis U.S. Open?
Well, considering it hasn't been on, no, I haven't had a chance.
I'm talking about the other day. Wasn't that the Open?
Was that the U.S. Open?
Which one was it? Yeah, when Djokovic just hit the official. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I heard about that, no. But, yeah, that'd be the U.S. Open.
The only sport JP likes.
Well,
I
sure.
tried to go to him. We covered it on the podcast. Are you familiar with any tennis rules or anything like that? So did you see what Djokovic did?
Nope.
Woo, boy.
Hit the ball at the umpire, didn't he? The chair umpire.
Well, no. So
He was
You know-
losing the match.
no, just hold on. So at the back of behind him, you got the ball boys and the line judges. So they were standing beside each other. So the ball boy bounces him 2 balls. Djokovic turns his back and just slaps the ball back to him. The ball happened to line drive right into the line judge's throat, and she went down like she was sniped. I hate to laugh at it, but I've got it. You show the
Can
video.
we find this video?
I'm gonna pull it up. Yes, and she went down quickly.
I didn't think it was as bad as she played it
No,
off to
no,
be.
no, I don't think so either.
She over dramatized that. Definitely. She should get an award.
So anyway, the rule is that you're eliminated or disqualified. Not like you lose a game, you lose a point. Disqualified
Oh, he
from
was
the
DQ'd.
tournament.
Yeah.
The number 1 seed.
He didn't lose because he played bad. He got
Because
DQ'd.
he got, yeah, because he got upset.
Is that how you?
If she is standing like 1 or 2 foot to the right, this does not happen.
No.
But she just happened to be in the
Let's see
perfect
if I can
spot.
get it up for Gene so he can. We can. So there's the lady after getting sniped. Here's the shot. The shot heard around the world, and as soon as he hit it, he was like, "Oh no!" While the ball was in the air.
She did go down. Like there was no reason for her to go down. Is there?
Here it is. Look at him.
You got it?
Why will they not show
he'll show
her
you.
getting struck?
We'll see. I mean, it's a little minute clip. I didn't pre-watch it to narrow it in, but there she goes out of here. But it's not like he hit it.
Medical attention. I need medical attention.
He didn't hit the chair judge. Like I said, it was the back judge.
So it wasn't on purpose. It was
No.
I don't think it was.
No, not at all.
Because I think
Let's see if we can see it here. I think this is the fisheye view is the one that showed
It's a little
it.
harsh to throw him out for that.
Right.
That's what
and,
I
and that's
think.
what I was going to ask y'all.
He
what
was
y'all
also fined.
thought about the rule. Well, he can afford whatever fine they're going to throw at him.
yeah,
Yeah, sure.
got a couple
That
mil
that's not going to bother him
just
at
sitting
all.
there on.
And then so here, let me see if I can find it. I thought it was going to be right here. This may be the shot. Yeah, boom, boom, and then she goes down.
When I tell you,
Let's see if they show it. back.
if he would have hit me with that ball, it wouldn't have
You don't think you
phased.
just went
It
down
would
clutching your
nah,
throat?
it would not have
Dang
phased
it.
me at all. It's like they
must
keep
not-
cutting
yeah, it's
past
just-
it
I'll
because
find it in just
it's
a second.
so horrendous.
Yeah, it may be.
Oh, she got
It may be.
she got sniped. Man,
That's terrible.
I hate to laugh at her, but like
if you're a one seed, is that how you want to go down?
Like, that's what. Yeah,
Favorited, you got a couple $1 million on the line if you win this.
and I guess that's like one of those golf rules or whatever, or kind of things to where it rules of the game. It's not unwritten, maybe, or maybe it is written if you hit the ball with line judge. But you would seem to me that would be something. Here you go, Gene. I found a lot. The news did a good job of breaking it up. Here.
The news.
Better than whatever that was. Here you go. All right, so Djokovic, welcome back. It's just right after he gets done talking. Boom.
Not even
And then
paying
now watch her
attention.
go down.
She grabbed the wall.
It's a tennis ball.
Wow. Oh, that was a good one. Back that one up. Oh my God. Look at her.
I
Back
don't mean
it
to
up.
laugh. I don't mean that's not Gene
No,
laughing.
you gotta-
at anybody's
you gotta
ass.
back that
That's
up
me.
again with
It's
the
me
one
being
that was like
immature
the-
about it. But you want to back it up?
No, not all the way up. Where was the part
I'll just
where it
go
was
from
him
there.
and then it like transitioned? Oh, cow.
But yeah,
Did it get her in the throat though?
yeah. I don't
Oh,
know. To me, it wasn't on purpose at all.
This is the
And that-
best
and that's
one.
The question is,
Watch this and then kapow.
don't laugh.
Yeah, it's bad to
We're
laugh.
trying.
Sorry.
I don't think it hurt that bad. I think she dramatized it. I think it's a shock thing. What do you think? Is that a shock thing? Just you're not paying attention and suddenly a ball hits you in the throat
If you're
at
the
40
line
miles per
judge, I
hour?
would hope
That's what
you're
she
paying
says in the
attention.
interview.
Is
I
it?
was just shocked.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So be kicked out of a tournament because of that? Yes or no, Gene?
He needs to control his temper.
Gosh, JP.
JP from left field.
I don't like Dorkovich as it is. So I mean,
Oh, is that the problem, JP?
Oh, he's calling him names.
Just like the umpire that I'm in disagreement with, JP's in here making up rules based on his feelings. Let's get rid of it because he's all mad. Is that right, JP? You and Reinhardt
not
just make up
mad.
whatever y'all want as you go.
no,
Yeah.
no,
All right.
no.
That was a $250,000 throat shot.
Was it? What?
Exactly.
I know he can afford whatever that
Forfeits
is.
the ranking points and $250,000 in
Wow.
prize money.
You telling me that cost him $250,000 for that?
Tough.
Yep.
What did that money go to? To the woman? Sympathy?
Wow.
Oh my word!
All right, JP, let's take it away. When we come back, we got baseball to talk about on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go look at a new car or truck and you didn't have to worry about getting caught up in those games that waste half your day? Well, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City is different because we're fast, easy, and transparent. We have over 300 new and used vehicles on the ground with clear choice pricing and the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and a free lifetime warranty on every new car. You better believe Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram is different, and you can find us in Forest City.
Join Milton Baker for the West End Sale Swap Shop, Monday through Friday on Carolina Country, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Well, now take down your fishing pole and meet me at the fishing hole.
It's time to go fishing. Whether it's at your favorite fishing hole or the lake or even the ocean, the Great Outdoors in Cherryville is what you need. Come see their full line of fishing tackle. Visit the all-new reel shed and boats too. Bass boats, pontoon boats, and pleasure boats. They've got them all. So take down your favorite fishing pole and head to the Great Outdoors in Cherryville. Highway 150 East, right behind McDonald's. Online at teamgreatoutdoors.com. Like them on Facebook too.
I'm Dan Forrest. Closed schools deny our children their friends, sports, proms, graduations, their childhoods. Once past, these moments are gone forever. There's no scientific reason that justifies the pain and sadness we're causing our children. What's more, closed schools don't work for working parents. Deciding whether to educate your child or work to feed them is a choice no one should have to make. I'm Dan Forrest. When I'm governor, we will protect the vulnerable and reopen our schools.
Paid for by the committee to elect Dan Forrest.
Hey, are you daydreaming of a new deck for the summer? Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville can help. Right now, Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville has home equity loans available at 4% APR. Just call 704-435-0186 for more information and find out how to apply. Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Online at carolinafcu.org. Like them on Facebook too. That's Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now, make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380 for payments as low as $99 a month.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Highway 74 at Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. We were talking a little bit more tennis on the break.
Hey, JP.
That's a pretty view of the Yeti, man.
The Hunter's all jacked up on Mountain Dew or tea in here. he said they said it's hummingbird water is how much sugar's in it.
And look, don't get me wrong, I like sweet tea. I like it with a good amount of sugar.
Good old Southern tea.
Goodness gracious.
Oh,
listen. To me, Southern tea is sweet tea. Outside of the South, nobody knows what real sweet tea is.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Right.
not disagreeing.
So, Gene, I want to explain this this picture, not this one, but the other one that comes up. It's, if you'll notice, we've got Tom and Hunter and Terry all picked the Clippers to win the NBA championship, and then Kevin picked the Nuggets to win the NBA championship, and we tapped that booty this week. Then we'll talk about that in just a few minutes, in just a little bit, about how they're about to beat the Lakers too. And Tom does not believe into the Nuggets.
Hunter doesn't believe.
Nobody believes.
No, all they did is make sure that LeBron's going to get in the finals. So we're going to have to watch this again. We're going to watch this again.
A Cleveland fan that don't like LeBron.
Listen, Kevin, this is what you should want.
Hold on.
You should want LeBron to possibly make the finals, just so there's an opportunity that he has another L on his finals chart.
Because his fans count finals losses as more than wins for MJ. So whatever matters.
I want to see Miami win it now. That's what I'm pulling for now.
So we're talking baseball.
I just want to see one of the East teams.
He's never heard that song. You know that song?
Yeah.
He's never heard it.
I don't want to see Boston win it, Hunter. Would never hear the end of it from Terry if they win it.
He's not coming back. It's Gene now.
He's not coming back. It's Gene now.
It's Gene now. Terry takes one day off. They say you can't be replaced for injury, but
one day.
It looks like you can.
Romo got replaced for injury.
So
here we go. It doesn't matter around here.
I know.
So sorry, Terry.
Sorry, Terry.
That liver bus sandwich was good.
Hope your ankle gets better, Terry.
Yeah.
He's going to be in here more often.
All right, guys. Baseball. Last night.
I hate to tell you, though, Gene, we don't have food on Mondays and Wednesdays, so this is I'm sorry. We
get
don't.
somebody a sponsor on Monday.
Or breaks.
On
you don't
Monday.
have breaks either.
Hunter has to bring it in on Monday sometimes because everything in Cherryville's closed on Monday except for the fast food, so we have to get him to bring some stuff in on Mondays every now and then.
That's all.
Is Max not open on Monday?
That's one of the ones. I was talking about, all the rest of them aren't, like some of the other places I can't mention. All right, Pujols last night passes Willie Mays' all-time home run list. 662 now. No. 600. It should be 662 now, right? He hit 2.
Yeah, 2.
Because he was tied. Yeah, so it should be 662. Or 661.
Pujols the only light shining at the end of a dark tunnel for what's called I'm going to call them the Anaheim Angels.
Well, Hunter, your tweet last night, was talking about the Trout's the MVP again.
You saw that? Based on the fan voting. Yeah, my favorite, just kidding, not favorite network put out, one of those little polls on Twitter. It was like, who's your MVP in the American League? And they said it's close, a close race. Even though
we
Abreu's
did
got
this the other day.
we did this the other day. Abreu's got better stats than almost everybody in the American League.
They didn't even have Anderson on the list.
The
either.
other Chicago guy.
Wasn't he the one that won our matchups, or was it Abreu?
No, I think we had Abreu
Did
that
we?
won it.
Okay.
Anyways, so I've took part in voting because I voted for Abreu. I said we talked about it. He's got the best statistics, and so it shows. It was like 23,000 people had voted or something. The most votes were still for Mike Trout. I said, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Are you looking at where his team is?
Where are they in the standings? Do you even know?
Like second to last in their division.
Well, Cleveland's trying to catch them. I mean, Cleveland lost 8 in a row.
So that's what I meant was like, I mean, it can't be Mike Trout that's the light at the end of this
22
dark
and 30,
tunnel.
10.5 games.
Has
out
to be
behind
Pujols. This
the
might be
A's.
the only thing all year that actually you should talk about for the Angels. And how many people at the beginning of the year, or when they first announced they were actually getting baseball kicked off and started this year, these sports writers had the Angels making the playoffs.
That's why they're writers.
That's why they're writers.
What's crappy about him hitting the 662 is there's no fans in the stands for it. He ties Willie Mays.
there's cardboard.
Do you
though.
think he ever thought in his wildest dreams that he would break Willie Mays and there'd be no fans there to?
Oh yeah,
to
he's
clap
played
for
for a
him?
long time. I mean,
He has.
he's
He
played
has.
for a
And
long
I think
time.
what I hate about it the most, though, is that it wasn't in a Cardinals uniform. I'm not a Cardinals fan, but his later years here in baseball, I feel like have been wasted with the Angels because he can still play,
he made
but
a
they'll
lot of
never
money.
be in contention.
He made a lot of money.
Oh
So,
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, money.
Well, it is a waste
I
of
would
money.
probably take the money too.
His
but,
bank account's looking pretty good.
But
I'd like to see him go like one year where the team has got a chance to win to get a
Sure.
ring. Yeah,
sure.
Now,
Maybe.
is he going to catch A-Rod? A-Rod's at 696. That means he got to play another year.
Oh, he's got to play probably 2 more years.
I think
he can.
I think he can. It's
He's
just
got it.
will
Don't
he?
he got it on his contract?
He's
still?
got it on the contract.
So
he just turned 40, right?
Yeah.
Right. He's at
And
60
baseball, you could probably play
So
at
he's
least
34
45.
behind. He was averaging like 20-25 in the last few years about in the area. So
With
you know,
age, though, the one thing that
I was
a lot
hoping
of,
this year and next year he would.
the
catch
one thing
A-Rod.
with a lot of guys that hit a lot of home runs, they get a lot of their power from their legs. But like with age, first thing that starts to go is your legs and your power. So he could be pulling like a Tom Brady, how we've said with Father Time, where like in his early 40s, he just doesn't care about stuff going out on him.
Tom Brady looked 43 in that last game.
He
I know
did,
we're gonna get to
but
that.
I just
I mean, how does A-Rod stop at 4 homers short of 700? Like you think they want to get to a certain number?
they started sniffing around
And-
his locker room
well,
and they
that-
said, "Wait a minute, what is this?"
But what I'm
What
saying
is
is that
this?
you think Albert would want to get there, but I think he wants that RBI record. Is where he wants to get one.
I think he would have an easier job getting that than passing A-Rod for home runs.
So, for example, almost everybody on this list played 22 or 23 seasons. Bonds 22, Hank Aaron 23, Ruth 22, A-Rod 22, Willie Mays 22. This is Albert's 20th season. So 2 more is at 20. That puts him right at 700. So you're looking close to Ruth, maybe A-Rod, maybe by A-Rod, and maybe has a chance at Ruth. I don't think we're getting to Aaron and Bonds list. Now, he could check in at Bonds' doctor's office and
yeah, but Ruth
a little
wasn't. I was
extra.
getting ready to say Ruth was on cheeseburgers and beer. He wasn't on steroids. So put an asterisk next to Barry Bonds and A-Rod.
I
and all
respect
those other
steroids
guys.
users.
I don't.
I have told you it might be just as hard.
No, I disagree.
I don't.
I have
Well,
to
how about
disagree.
behind
The
Pujols?
medical would
Griffey
say.
22 years, Tomey 22 years, and then Sosa in 9th at 18th, and Frank Robinson at 21st.
And here's the difference too. I mean, the technology and all that too. Now, I mean, baseball's different. I mean, the guys are throwing harder. I mean, the mound's different.
Even
compared
the
to when-
diets and everything. I mean, just everything has gotten more advanced.
If Pujols pulls like what LeBron and Tom Brady do, where they spend like $1 million plus each year on their body with like nutrition
His
and
problem's
whatnot,
been-
he could probably do that.
His problem's been his feet. So, as a baseball player who's on your feet every day, it's almost impossible for him. They basically said in St. Louis when he was about his 6th or 7th season that he would have to sit out basically a whole year for him to ever be fully recovered from his plantar fasciitis and a couple
That's
other
the
issues
worst.
that he's had.
That's the worst.
It'd have to be about a year of actually sitting, and he's not going to sit out for that. So he'll sit out a game or two or something here and there.
Because my mom, I know that's how bad that is. My mom's got like a mild case of it, and she has to put that KT tape on her feet, like when she works at the hospital and is walking around all the time. If you're on your feet all the time, the thing is killer.
So RBIs, he's 200 behind them now. You got third?
Yeah,
or the list I clicked on is old then.
Yeah, he's behind Aaron and Ruth.
Okay, he just passed A-Rod, didn't he?
Yep.
All right, let me pull up that. That was a baseball almanac. You need to update your website, sir. Yep. So how many we got behind him? 200? 2 more years. If he finishes with the number one in RBI with 7 home runs, I mean, he's already with there. I mean, with you put Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, A-Rod, and Pujols and Bonds are all in the top 5, pretty much all those categories.
Hall of Famer.
Those are the 5 there. As far
And people
as,
still give A-Rod a lot of crap. I've always said he's so underrated. Like, for what he did, he's underrated. Because all anybody thinks about is him going to the Yankees, where he became probably one of the most hated players in baseball, getting that huge contract, and then, maybe he got caught with a little shooty, you know?
Jim, him being Gene, him being a shortstop, is he the best player in your lifetime?
In my lifetime?
If you just think, I don't want to think the cheating or shows or anything like that. As far as 696 home runs, he's 4th RBIs all time. He played shortstop.
Shortstop third. But
right.
infield.
He
played
wouldn't
infield.
say shortstop if it went for the Yankees fans loving Derek Jeter.
Mm-hmm.
He was better than Jeter at shortstop. I mean, and everybody but the Yankees fans would accept that. But
1-1, and he was that good.
Jeter had the leadership intangibles that he doesn't.
Sure,
really
he did.
have.
Because
he was a biracial angel.
Because he gave gift baskets to all the ladies of New York, Tom. That's the leadership qualities I'm looking for.
I just think A-Rod kind of, with between how the Mariners kind of put their team basically around A-Rod, because Griffey just kept getting hurt after year, and when he signs the contract to the Rangers, I feel like a lot of people kind of wrote A-Rod off, and then obviously when he goes to the Yankees.
And that's when I was introduced to A-Rod, was Rangers A-Rod, not Mariners A-Rod.
We'll see.
I remember Rangers A-Rod. Then the headline, biggest baseball contract ever to the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where a lot of people are like, you sold your soul to the devil to go to the Yankees. I mean, but he won some championships.
I didn't like his swing, but his productive is crap. I just didn't like it. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm an Orioles fan, so I mean, I'm obviously.
Sorry.
I know. I mean, I'm going to the games with my cousin, and he's bringing in a fake A-roid like needle.
A-roid.
And it was like
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, but guy can play. I mean, I also grew up watching Griffey, and you look at Barry Bonds. I mean, obviously, I miss him with the Pirates, but I got to see him later on. Guy was a 40-40 guy. Take the steroids aside, he's one of the better athletes coming out of baseball at that time too. We just look at Barry Bonds for taking steroids and hitting bombs in McCovey Cove, but he could play.
God, he would hit bombs too.
So 3rd year, A-Rod's 20 years old. He has, good grief, he leads the league in runs, 215 hits, 54 doubles, 36 home runs, 123 RBIs, batted .358 as a 20-year-old. That's by the way, he's playing shortstop. You've never seen anything like that.
So if you're that good, why are you doing steroids?
Well,
to go above and beyond.
Well, I think the biggest thing, and I know a lot of people out there are going to be like, well, you're wrong. You're making all that money, and you're trying to. At the time, he wasn't on a contract with the Rangers yet, and I don't know when he started sticking the needle in and all that, but he's doing all those numbers in the Kingdom. That's
like I said, that was 20 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the Kingdom. Then they haven't knocked the Kingdom down, so he's playing on an artificial turf field. We talk about how Albert Pujols, his feet and all that. How's that play on the body? The same thing with the guys that played in the vet. But getting back to A-Rod, when you hear interviews in later years, he's constantly going, I was more worried about my body breaking down and all that. You look at pictures.
That's what Mark McGuire says. That's the exact words. And that's what I was going to say when you asked that, Tom. Go ahead, Gene.
No, but the pitchers are some of the biggest users, too, that we never even talk about. How many guys in the 90s took because just so they could be eligible every 5th day.
Right.
You know, and you don't want to start finger pointing, which is kind of what we did to all the home run hitters. But the pitchers were just as guilty too because
Roger Clemens,
the velos were going up and guys
he
were
was getting older and throwing harder, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So, I think Randy. I don't know if Randy Johnson was doing anything.
I don't know. He looks like a string bean, but my God,
6'10" rubber band.
No, when you're
arm.
6'10", those skinny guys that are tall can bring it. They don't need steroids.
He looked at everybody that was probably using it in his locker room and said, "God gave me this, son. I don't need that."
Yeah.
Good Lord.
But so A-Rod, you just compare some things I always point out with Trout. Trout's never had 200 hits. A-Rod did that 2 of his first 5 seasons in the league. Trout's never had 40 doubles. A-Rod had 54, 40, and that was twice. 358. He led the league in batting average that 3rd year as well.
I'll say this though, I don't know if it was the pinstripes or whatnot, but when he showed up to New York, he looked like he got fat.
Six
He just
straight
looked like
years.
he got fat.
Who's that?
A-Rod.
Oh.
6 straight years of 40-plus
I don't think he had
homers.
his juice under control
57
yet.
was his best. Was that what it was?
He was.
It does
he
make
was-
you retain water. So.
Well, and if you don't lift, it just turns to fat. So.
I don't know if it turns to fat.
You
Well,
could definitely
water.
tell.
It just looks like water.
I understand what you're
You're
saying.
bloated.
A-Rod looked like he put on weight.
Substantial
kinda
amount
He
of
could
weight.
also be stressed too, because they said that's the biggest thing with his personality. He constantly was in his head being in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember listening to an interview with him, and it was about when he first got drafted out of Miami and went to the Mariners and struggled his first year. He said that was a constant battle. He walked up to the manager and said, "I want to quit. I want to quit. Like quit baseball. You just went 1-1." But he was wanting to quit because it was so psychological for him that the struggles he was having and getting sent down to minor league ball for a little while, that he just wasn't used to it. So I could see that being like that was something that he had to battle throughout the whole time, was just like the fear of failure, even though you were already that good.
Well, we're going to talk about what's going on now.
Give me
like the races and stuff.
Give me 2
Cleveland has finally won a couple ball games playing Detroit.
That's all he wants to talk about.
Give me a minute, Tom.
That's all. Well, no, they're dead in the water. Their outfield hunter was hitting less than 200.
Willie Mays
Their
just got
catchers were hitting
out of the
less than
park.
200.
Willie Mays just got knocked out of the park here. All right, Albert Pujols. We weren't supposed to talk about A-Rod.
Still talking about it. Okay.
We didn't talk about Albert. We talked about A-Rod.
You told me what Albert did, and I mean, how much more am I supposed to talk about a guy that's not going to make the playoffs? I say the same thing about
That's
Mike
what
Trout.
I'm talking about. Let's talk about the teams that have a chance.
Now, look,
to
it's
make
a great
the playoffs.
accomplishment. Oh, it really is. But I mean, is it going to make the postseason? Probably not. Probably not.
Y'all go ahead then.
These are empty calories we're talking about.
Well, your Braves have been struggling a little bit lately, Hunter.
We
They've
did.
been about
Baltimore
500.
rolled into town and won that series.
You're welcome.
I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it on television because we didn't have the channel. But I wanted to tune in and see Harvey close out that game because I went to school with him. But I heard he did pretty good too. I think that's a role that he'll fill in more, because when he did an interview one time when they first put him in that role last year, and he said he felt more comfortable coming in kind of as a closer or relief pitcher than as a starting pitcher, because obviously that's what they drafted him as, to be a starting pitcher, and that's what they wanted him to be in the minors. But I mean, if that's where you're comfortable at and you can thrive, dude, why not? Your dad made a hell of a career out of that, so
Absolutely.
why not? For the Braves, though, I mean, I know what I'm going to get with them. That was our first series with the Orioles this whole season too, so we hadn't seen them at all.
There's too many unknowns with the Orioles. I mean, I obviously they have more statistic analysis on every guy when they play in pro ball, but let's be honest, the Orioles are one team where you go through 1 through 9. If you're a pitching staff, how do you game plan for them? Because they don't have many pro, experience. They just don't.
Yeah, they're young, they're babies.
Yeah.
They keep pulling them up, just praying to God something hits. At this point, just praying something hits.
Yeah.
Compared to last year, it's a good year. Compared to last year, it's a good year. I know it's a shortened season, but compared to last year, it's still a good year.
I mean,
you're not in last.
Well, Vegas didn't think they were going to win 12 games. So, I mean, they've already won 22. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, you're ahead of the Red Sox, so that's all it really matters. If only you could be ahead of the Yankees.
3 games ahead. Yeah. So.
Hey, just continue to hold it out. That's the best part. Let's talk about a team that's going to make the playoffs. Atlanta. I need the pitching staff to become more consistent. That's been the narrative all season, though. seriously, we got the young guy in Ian Anderson that looks really good when he's out there on the mound. I know I think he's only played 2 or 3 games at this point. 2 games that he won, though, the opening one against the Yankees and then the next one against the Red Sox. So I'm like, okay, you did it against big name teams in it with the first one against the Yankees I think was in Atlanta, but the second one against the Red Sox was in Fenway, so the light wasn't too bright for you on that stage. So you did it. And I know what I'm getting out of Max Fried, who could argue to be one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher right now in the National League. Other than that, I just need more out of the starting pitching. The relief pitching is just as bad though, so we just got to pray to God we can just outscore people, and we do a pretty good job at scoring. So I'm not too concerned, but if we match up against a team that does just as good of a job scoring as we do, then I'm like, okay, we might struggle here. We might, but
and that's the biggest thing. You know, and I say the same thing about the Padres. I mean, Padres can absolutely swing it right now, but you look at a team like Cincinnati who's sitting at 500. Everything they got on their pitching staff, if they click at the right time, they could be dangerous in the playoffs because there is no home field advantage. I mean, you're either going to be playing in California, or
they're going to play in a bubble. I saw that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a team like Cincy, who has literally been monitoring all their pitchers, they bring in Derek Johnson a year ago from Vandy. They got Kyle Bodie, who was from Driveline. They're constantly bringing in new guys working with their pitchers. They literally could be a staff that could. I mean, I think they could be the black horse in the NL if they make the playoffs. They got to make it first, though. But I mean, they're right there. I mean,
that's what's so tough is we're getting down to the wire officially at this point. I think we got less than 20 games left now.
Yeah, most of them have played already. Cubs have played 51 games.
Have you guys caught back up yet
60,
in St. Louis?
Is it 60 or 62 games?
It's 60.
60.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the Cubs are 31-20. Yeah, so that'd be 51 games. Dodgers are 37-15. I mean, there's some really good teams in the National League.
I will say this though,
some really good.
For the success that the Cubs are having, I know that really they have a loaded lineup. They've got a lot of good players, but for David Ross to step in and to basically continue what Madden was doing already,
it's awesome.
That's awesome. Like a year. What was it? He retired. I think he did a year in the booth, and then he got the job.
He knows everybody, and that's the difference.
He knows everybody. He just played with them.
If he didn't play with them, because a couple of guys he didn't, but he knows them for being in the booth and knowing every guy and all their mannerisms. And I mean, like you said, being in the booth. I mean, he's had to interview these guys. He's had to be in the locker room with them, and they respect him. That's how. I mean, and you're seeing
he was the captain for him.
You're going to see it coming out of the pitching staff right now too. I mean, every night you're getting good pitching performances from these guys, which is. You know, and I go back to the Braves. When you got to hope that a team scores 7-8 runs a game, it's going to be hard to win the playoffs, man.
It is. First round, I think we could matchup wise. I think we could do fine, but it's after that with that team out in LA looming. I'm like, come on now, because there are 2 teams I really don't want to face. I would not mind facing the Cubs. I think we would put a good fight up against the Cubs. I don't want to face who's probably going to be the 1 seed in the Dodgers. I really don't want to face the Padres.
You're right to say the Padres.
Padres could out hit us, and we would just be screwed.
That's what I'm kind of pulling for. That's my National
Kevin,
League
you got to
team.
make it first. So
I'm just trying to remember the last time Braves beat the Cardinals.
I'm just saying you got to make it first.
I mean,
you got to make it.
Can y'all get past the first inning?
You got to make it first.
Can you get past the first inning?
You got to make it.
10-run rule you in the first.
You got to make it.
We're not worried about them, Gene. They 10-run ruled us in the first. We're not worried about them.
So they haven't decided whether it's going to be California or Texas yet.
No, they
did.
Yeah, they have it.
They did.
They've got it all decided.
Yeah,
Arizona's the backup.
So here's what we got. We have the NLDS. It's going to be at Globe Life Field. That's Arlington.
Okay.
So that's the Rangers. And Minute Maid Park. That's the Astros. The ALDS is going to be at Petco Park. That's San Diego. And Dodger Stadium, LA. The NLCS is going to be at Globe Life Field. So back at the Rangers. ALCS is going to be at Petco, San Diego. And the World Series is going to be in Arlington at the Rangers ballpark, Globe Life. So the new ballpark.
It's getting a lot of love.
They are trying to make sure they put money in that ballpark, it seems like.
They spent a lot of money.
Well, they've had a lot of success in doing this with the NBA, and I think that's why MLB is doing that, because they really haven't had a COVID problem with the NBA. But I guess it's going to be a little bit different because they're not doing one complex, they're doing 2. And the guys are going to be, I guess, totally quarantined. You're in your hotel, families only. Is that the way they're going to do it?
I haven't really read too much into that. The one thing that they are going to have to keep into consideration, though, when they go forward is they got to keep an eye on what's happening in California. They got to keep an eye on the air conditions, especially that's why they keep Arizona as backup plan, because if they can't play in California, then that's where they'll be probably playing the American League games is in Arizona.
So by that time of year, it shouldn't be too bad.
Shouldn't be, but, I mean, they're pushing it right now playing football games at all, like in the state of California. I know, just air quality is dangerous.
I got some friends out there that have taken pictures, and it's really eerie looking. I mean,
This
it looks like the end of the world.
This is-
they've been taking. I saw some of those towns that's just completely burnt out.
I mean, it's going to be something just to keep an eye on.
I mean,
Mainly Northern
If you're
California.
not in the movies or going to college there, why would you live there?
The beach.
It's very well. That's what.
Well, the price of living is
somebody I went to
outrageous.
college with lives out there whose family's from Myrtle Beach.
It's
It's
not
like,
cheap.
What? You need to move back here. It's cheap and it doesn't burn down all the time.
Yeah.
And it's no. I love the beach. We love the beach.
That's why I love
And
the
if you're
beach.
lucky during your lifetime, it won't shake really bad and throw you in the ocean. Like nobody's. takes
We did
that
have
into
an
account.
earthquake around here
It was-
lately.
No, they
Kevin.
had one last night, 4.5 in Los Angeles.
I mean,
So-
it's just. I don't know.
Did y'all feel the ones shaking here?
I did not.
Did you?
I did not.
I did.
No, I didn't. I was dead asleep through it. I had no idea it happened. I woke
was
up
at,
to Twitter and
I
I
was
was
at
like,
Mountain Island Charter and didn't feel a thing. Like people said, "Oh, you okay? There's an earthquake." I said, "Must not been here. I didn't feel a thing."
Been here.
That's
right.
The bathroom light started shaking and I heard it and I was like, what? I thought it was like the washing machine.
We've had another
or
one
something
trigger
going
in the middle of the
crazy
night
or
where I've
something.
like something shake like just for a couple of
you
seconds.
thought maybe someone just hit a telephone pole.
Or another tree branch hit the top of my house. But,
Gene, who's your favorite right now? It's tough.
After the Cardinals.
It's tough.
It's
I mean,
not the Cardinals.
No, it's not. I mean, if we're gonna go sticks, I mean, I think between the Braves and the Padres can swing it with anybody. People are gonna laugh at me. I like the White Sox in the AL.
They started out so slow,
But
and
they're
then all of a
playing
sudden
well
they're like,
now.
Playing
See,
well
they're
now.
playing
they're peaking
well
at the
now.
right
They
time.
got 2 of the 5 MVP candidates we were talking about the other day. Like both of them are in
So I can take a
contention.
team like Cleveland and Minnesota, which were playing well earlier, but now Chicago is
They took
playing
Dallas from us. I wanted us to re-sign him. We didn't, and so he's really bolstered up their pitching staff.
well. Yeah. Wow.
So the White Sox, I saw a lot of people like how I was talking about earlier. They had the Angels in the playoffs. I was thinking that's a joke, but I saw a lot of people say the White Sox. I said, how can you go basically from last to almost first and make the playoffs this year?
They're doing
And
it.
Dang, they did it. They popped off.
Well, and that's the thing too. This is a sprint. I mean, it's not a marathon. You don't have guys.
That's right.
And if you get guys clicking at the same time, but kind of going back to this playoff format, I don't understand how California can even have any fields in the playoff format. This is my opinion, but
Say it.
If you can't have high school baseball in high school football in your state right now, which California is not playing high school football.
They're not playing nothing. Well, except NFL.
I got guys who coach JUCO out there, and guys who coach 4-year schools. They can't practice.
Right.
If you can't play in a college sport, how can you have a professional sport being out there?
Right.
That makes no sense.
Right. And what I don't understand either is geographically. So I know and I agree with what you said about them pushing Arlington. They're pushing this new stadium because I'm sitting here thinking, okay, why are these teams like playing just Midwest and Western? Why is there no bubble? Like, why did they not just do Florida, Arizona?
Or why don't you go to Milwaukee? Milwaukee's, it's a retractable roof too.
I'm just saying, like, just somewhere. Why did they both have to be Texas and California, essentially? That's what I'm saying. Why did it have to be Texas and California? Why couldn't it have been, one of the other southern states, if you want to do it for weather purposes, if it's going to be outside for a little bit? I just don't quite understand that.
I mean, you kind of look at what the Blue Jays did with playing in Buffalo. I mean, why not play in a minor league ballpark and help upgrade one of these minor league ballparks down south?
Is it the Buffalo Blue Jays this year?
The Buffalo Blue Jays, right?
That's right.
I mean, it's.
That's what I'm pulling for. I really am.
But you start
besides the Cardinals.
You start looking at games like you watched the Browns game the other night. I mean, there's fans in the stands. So
6,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, but then you go watch App in Charlotte, and there's 50.
Yeah, and they're like
50.
parents, maybe.
It was parents. Junior and senior parents were allowed.
But if you go watch the Yetis play, and you saw this the other night, I mean, it was pretty much standing room only. Like, it's absolutely.
I would say there's a couple hundred people there at least.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was crazy. I mean, that's the most people I've coached in front of since probably.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Dartmouth.
I'm used to my little weekend stuff where there's nobody there, and I'm like, There's all these people here today. What are all these people doing?
They want something to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because there's nothing. Like, they want to be able to go out and watch ball games.
What people want to do in North Carolina is go watch Panthers play and some college football.
They don't want to watch
high
the
school
Panthers.
football.
And then high school football, but also what's coming up. We got a NASCAR playoff race that's supposed to be coming up. We've already had to miss the All-Star and the 600 race because the governor wouldn't let us go to this race, and hopefully some. It's Jimmy Johnson. Another thing, you got Pujols in hitting these milestones of no fans. Jimmy's last year has no fans, and it's just it's a.
But I'll tell you where the fans
tough
are
years
at.
for them.
Cleveland Community College.
That's right.
That's where they are. At,
Hey,
I guess.
how about I know we're in North Carolina, but how about South Carolina football last night with Gaffney? See the young man from Kings Mountain last night scored the winning touchdown.
No, I did not.
Kobe Pacehour.
I'll look
Pacehour.
that up. See how he.
And they beat Burns last night from South Carolina. So I mean,
South Carolina's up and kicking, so
That's a big win for them.
yeah, Gaffney's gonna play Bowling Springs next week.
I'll call. I know one of the head trainers at Burns. I'll call him and ask him about that game last night. Kobe. He's a West Lincoln graduate up here. Bradley Sane. I'll give Bradley a call and see how Kobe did. I hadn't heard anything about him since he went down there. So
you like the White Sox?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see how they do this weekend. They got Cincinnati.
All right, JP, you ready?
think they're clicking at the right time.
Okay, so you heard it here from Gene. Watch the White Sox. Watch the White
And
Sox.
watch them be out. They'll be out one
Out
in the
round
first
one.
round. Boom.
Bam.
All right, Hunter. I get a minute on Pujols. I did the stats since y'all wouldn't let me talk. Y'all want to talk A-Rod? All right, Gene, you ready for this? I'm comparing Trout and Pujols here. So this is Trout's career versus Pujols comparatively first 8 years. Trout has 100 more at bats, so 5,400 at bats to Pujols' 5,300 at bats. Okay, are we together? So that means Trout has been in the box 100 more times than Albert Pujols in these numbers. Pujols has more home runs, more RBIs, more doubles, more hits, more runs, better batting average by 30 points, 500 less strikeouts, a better OPS, but Trout beats him. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
don't say it.
Walks. He's so much better. Crown him now. I mean, even close, Gene.
That's not the W word I thought he was going to say.
18 home runs more than Pujols. This is 100 less plate appearances. 18 more home runs, 200 more RBIs, 90 more doubles, 150 more hits, 5 more runs. Remember, Mike Trout is the king of scoring runs. Pujols scored more runs than him and 100 less at bats. 30 more points batting average. Trout's average is 305 career. His best ever is 326. Pujols averaged 334 in those first 8 years. Same number of at bats. Strikeouts, and this is one that gets me. He has struck out 1,100 times in his career. At that point, Pujols had only struck out 500 times in his career. And Gene, let me scroll down here a little bit more and see how long it's going to take Trout to catch him. In walks, Trout's got more walks by 100 in 100 plate appearances. So I guess there's his 100 plate appearances, Tom. He went up there and walked 100 times. But anyway, the strikeouts, I did want to look at that. Trout is sitting at 1,100 right now, and Pujols in his career, 1,300.
And what's also great about Pujols, do you know?
The Gold Gloves, too.
He's also a JUCO guy.
Yeah, he played shortstop, too. Did you know that?
461, 22 home runs.
In JUCO? Where at?
So he was at Maple Woods Community College. It's in Kansas City. So, dude, he's just a freak. I mean, and I'm looking at a stat right here. In high school, he was walked 55 times intentionally, hit 8 home runs and only 33 at bats.
Sometimes you just know greatness when it walks on the field.
I think we don't look. I think because Mike Trout plays a skilled position in center field that, it's just one of those things to where MLB is always looking for somebody to push, marketing wise. And
it worked.
It worked.
And they own part of the Angels. ESPN does. Too.
Correct. And I think, baseball in general doesn't do a good job marketing itself at all. So
no, I wouldn't know 99% of the Major League Baseball players if they walk down this hall right now.
I agree.
I really would not.
Because I'm trying to think about, and Tom, you're unmuted if you wish to speak.
I think I know five.
I wish to speak.
I didn't know. You were kind of just sitting there. I didn't know.
Are you granting wishes?
No, I'm just saying. He looked like, but I'm just saying, like, the one thing I can agree with 100% is the thing that Gene just said is how they don't market anybody else. It seems like other than Mike Trout, when they first came in, the two people that they pushed the hardest was Mike Trout and Bryce Harper, because Bryce Harper had this thing where he came in and was like, I want to make baseball fun again. That's basically what he wanted to do. He wanted to make it cool. And now I feel like the only person they try and push is maybe Mr. Relevance. It's what have you done to me lately? They'll push Mike Trout, but who they push really hard now? Tatis. They're pushing him like crazy. Who did they push? But they don't really show love to the one that I think's better. Is like they don't push Cody Bellinger. Nope. They don't push Chris Bryant as much as they did when the Cubs were making their first run. Like they just don't. They push one person and then maybe that one flash guy who's hitting all the home runs right now. But other than that, everybody else is just like, man. You know, you're gonna have to just work for your local fans. That's it.
All right, guys, that's our baseball talk for now. We've got NASCAR, NBA playoffs, NFL, and college football picks.
Pick'ems
coming up in just a few moments on KTC Broadcasting.
Let's go.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go look at a new car or truck and you didn't have to worry about getting caught up in those games that waste half your day? Well, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City is different because we're fast, easy, and transparent. We have over 300 new and used vehicles on the ground with clear choice pricing and the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and a free lifetime warranty on every new car. You better believe Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram is different, and you can find us in Forest City.
If you haven't been to Kurt's Premium Outlet in Gastonia, well, you've missed it. Especially if you're looking for furniture for your home, they've got it. All at unbelievable low prices. Sofas, recliners, sectionals, tables, chairs, accent pieces, bedding, beds, and more. A selection of recliners are now half price. You'll find side tables, 48-inch round tables with 4 chairs. Also, the big microfiber double glider love seats. Check them out. And double door console cabinets. Over 50,000 square feet of shopping space. Kurt's Premium Outlet at Eastridge Mall on New Hope Road. Like them on Facebook too.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
At United Bank, banking means more than financial solutions. It means rallying around the causes that matter to their employees, customers, and neighbors. Over the years, United Bank has grown in size, but their community focus has not changed. By giving back to our local communities and funding business development, we help fuel economic growth. United Bank, member FDIC. Stay safe. See Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville and the Foston Pharmacy in Foston for all of your safety needs. They have a large selection of masks. Get some for your home, your business, and some to keep in your car. Pick up some Lysol wipes while you are there. And both stores are open. You can come inside or continue to use their convenient drive-through window. And the grill is open at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, where they are practicing social distancing. That's Medical Center Pharmacy, East Academy Street in Cherryville, and the Foston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Foston. For an Allstate agent, providing protection that fits your life is something that they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and personalizing protection to meet them. From bundling your auto, home, and life insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage based on your protection needs, your Allstate agent can build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And you're in good hands. Contact Cherryville Allstate agent John Brown today for a free quote. Call 704-435-1920.
I guess we're on. Are we on, JP?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. There was a phone call.
Was that Terry?
No, it was somebody from the police department.
Okay.
No big deal.
JP, would you slowly stand up, walk to the front door, and lock it?
Is there something I should know?
I don't know. You're the one on the phone.
You're the one that just said the police department called
Somebody's
you.
coming for a fundraiser.
I know they call it the time for the fundraisers.
And that's why we're locking the door.
JP didn't learn anything about unlawful entry, did he? In school.
No, not at all. What was it? Somebody walked in the other day, walked in there and just walked right out, and JP had no idea. Yeah,
Trent walked in, set down a unmarked brown package beside JP, and walked out. And no defense from JP. He hadn't done a sit.
He had no idea.
The door was actually cracked open.
Door was cracked open. So
That's probably my fault, unless someone came in after me. It must have not. I thought it must have closed all the way.
Were you raised in a barn up at Bandy's? There's a good chance the answer is yes.
No. No and no.
NASCAR.
Okay.
NASCAR.
NASCAR.
Is that what we're talking about next?
Look at the guests coming here demanding things.
NASCAR.
No. We're going to.
You just said, look at the guests.
Oh, buddy.
Tom. Oh, gosh.
All
Well,
right,
Tom,
JP.
you can speak now.
Okay.
It's not
Thank you.
NASCAR minute yet, Tom, because I wasn't ready for that. We're going to do. We'll do the NBA playoffs. We'll start in Boston.
We'll start in Boston.
Hunter
with a
was
down
brave enough,
0-2.
Gene, to pick the Heat in Game 1, but I could not get him to pick them for the series. I don't know why he couldn't do it. Now it's 2-0, Hunter.
Yeah.
Are you still hanging on to the Celtics pick?
Well, I saw a tweet the other day. It was from one of my friends, and it made a lot of sense after watching those two games. Miami is not going to beat themselves, but damn, Boston sure does look like they beat themselves a lot. They will get up, and they're pulling the Clippers right now.
You got a team, Gene? I couldn't remember.
The Wizards, they didn't
Same,
show
and
up.
they don't show up.
I thought you were. I thought you were a Wizards fan. I thought.
But and how about that snub? First team All NBA. They left Bradley Beal off. He averaged 30 points
he
a
did
game
not
this
get
season.
snubbed. Go on.
Listen. Anyways, that's beside the point. Boston shoots themselves in the foot. They're pulling a Clippers. They get up by a big lead, and they can't hold it. Miami just plays their game consistently. Sure, they might be down, but they don't give up. They're scrappy. One of the reasons I did pick them in Game 1 to win is because I knew that Boston had just went 7 games, and Miami was rested. They finished their series in 5. So I was like, hey, they're going to be rested. And JP is just absolutely losing his mind right now. I'm glad that he's having a good time on the phone.
Y'all are never going to believe who's on the phone.
Is it Terry? Wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
Who's
Terry,
on the phone, JP?
who is it, JP? Yes, caller on the phone.
I think we just need to let JP laugh more into the microphone.
That was awesome.
I mean, I couldn't do that if I tried. JP, I need to hire you
I
for
thought
a
the
haunted
clown
trail.
from It was in there.
Yeah,
for
that
a
was
second
pretty
ago.
bad.
What feedback? Hello, on the caller.
Hello.
This,
it is.
It is.
So, caller, I know you're a rookie at this radio business, but you have to turn down your radio when you're listening, and you call us, or there'll be feedback. So what you do is you dial that down just a little bit.
Yeah, the feedback is gone.
So my real, I think I have an idea who this is. Is this Carrie Earnhardt? Yes. I've heard so much about Carrie Earnhardt. I wonder if this is him.
Yeah, Carrie Earnhart. Yes. Yeah.
We'll keep it anonymous.
I don't fence way back. If I'm in the race, I'm in the front.
Oh, okay. Carrie, what brings you to the show this morning?
0-2 brings him to the show.
0-2 brings you to the show this
He
morning.
knows he's not going to get to talk about
0-2.
Boston. The series is going to be over before he gets back.
Yeah. Now, speaking of Boston, that's the reason one of the reasons I called in. I'm going to tell you what the problem. I'm going to tell you what the problem is.
Tell me.
When you come down to end of games, they got to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
And I have always sat back and said Jason Tatum has to be the man. He's the guy that we're, going to pay a lot of money for him to stay in Boston. But the last couple games that they have played Miami, this guy's got to step up. I mean, when they start making a comeback, and I know we got Smart and we got Brown, and we got a lot of people that we could look to, but Tatum is the guy. I mean, when you look at Chicago, they had Michael. When you start looking at different people, I mean, like LA's looking for LeBron. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, it's simple. Somebody has to be the man to step up. And then they talk about the other night when the game was over and all them guys were arguing amongst each other. I do not blame them. Everybody in there should be the man, or somebody's got to say, look, this is my team. Give me the ball, and I'll take care of it. But the other night when they went down 0-2, Jason Tatum never stood up. I mean, it's got to be somebody. And here you had Jaylen Brown trying to lead the show. But we got to have somebody, and it's got to be one of them guys to step up.
Terry, do you think the reason why it wasn't Jason Tatum is because of his youth? People forget he's not even barely 22 years old.
Yeah, but, I mean, there's nobody else on the team. Name me another guy on their team who's going to say, I've been a leader.
I mean, at this point, it might have to be Kemba because he was a leader here in Charlotte, and he is the only one really on the team that's got enough NBA experience. I know this is his first time in the Western Conference Finals, but Jaylen Brown's a baby. Jason Tatum is a baby. Marcus Smart's still young. Like, the team is just so young as a whole. Maybe that's why nobody in this particular moment has been able to step up and say, I'm the guy,
Yeah, well, when I sit back and I'm watching Kemba play, I'm very disappointed. When he played with the Hornets, he was the man.
Mm-hmm.
He took over the show. He led them down the path. And, as far as they could go, I mean, he had no help around him. Here he's got a lot of help, and I don't see him. When the game's on the line, I mean, you have to understand that Kemba's come there, and did he made a good choice by going to Boston. He's won more games there than he'll ever win in Charlotte. But as far as him being up there, I mean, I have not seen a leader out of him like he took over in Charlotte, which, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of different players when you compare Charlotte to Boston. You got a lot of leaders in Boston, and in Charlotte you did not.
Well, I'll say this. Why don't we give a little bit of credit to Miami? Why don't we talk about, Jimmy Butler's play? Why don't we talk about, Euro's play and Dragic and Adebayo? They have been playing well. Why don't you just give some credit to the other team who has stepped up? That was the most amazing block I've seen in the NBA in a long time there at the end of the game, Terry. That was a big-time play. Adebayo got that block at the end of the game. I mean, why don't you just give some credit to Miami for a change instead of blaming your team, crying here like a baby? Nobody's leading my team. Maybe the other team's just better, Terry. Did you ever think about that? Maybe their guys are just better than yours. I miss you, Terry. I miss you.
Tom,
See
you're
this?
wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
Tom, you are wrong again.
How am I wrong? How am I wrong? Your team's down 2-0.
And I have sat here and watched Boston. Boston is way more talented than Miami, player for player.
I don't know about
They
that.
not be as far as leadership. That's where the problem comes in. Jimmy Butler is a leader. And that's when we always talk about Golden State and we talk about Draymond, he's their leader. That's why
Draymond is not the leader. Okay, let's go ahead and establish
Butler
that.
Is a leader.
Let's establish Draymond's
the man
not a
that
leader.
makes them
Triple
go.
single.
Triple single.
Well,
Triple
Terry,
single.
I will tell you this: if you guys don't win tonight, you're done. This is a must win. Your backs are against the wall. If you go down 3-0, I'm not going to say you can't come back. I'm just going to say you're going to have
Miami
a hard time.
is 10-1 in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, they're good. They're
LA's
playing very well.
9-2. LA's 9-2.
I think the Lakers and their only two losses were game ones in both series.
And we've just guaranteed that we're going to have the Lakers in the finals, which really makes me mad. But I like the Miami matchup with LA. I think that's more intriguing than Boston right now, Terry, because you guys just can't get it together. Let's see if they can get it together.
No, you don't want that. You want a LA-Boston matchup just for what it means.
Terry,
We've never seen that before.
The 1980s are over, bud. Quit living in a Cobra Kai world, okay? It's the 2020s. Let's get somebody else in there, Terry, okay? We don't have to live in the 80s forever just because, you were in your mid-30s back then. We're trying to move forward and get some new blood, new team in there. I want to see a Miami. I don't want to see L.A. I'd much rather see the Nuggets, but after that performance, I know Kevin says his fixed game and his conspiracy theories and all this crap that he comes in here with. But I'd like to see the Nuggets get it together too. I know we haven't talked about that. The Joker, as he is dubbed on this show, got in foul trouble. Didn't look real good last night. And they were just able to just keep beating them in transition and getting the ball inside. Terry, I know you watched that. Does Denver have any chance in this series?
No. No,
it didn't look like they did last night, did it? Now Kevin's saying Kevin's going to start his free Bobo chant. You know that's coming here in a second.
Well, I've already thrown Kevin out about 15 times since y'all started today. So, anyway.
You just can't make up whatever rules you want on the fly, Terry.
No, we got rules and they have to be followed.
You can fax or email them to me anytime.
Terry,
and they can't be handwritten, Terry.
Terry, maybe
on a napkin.
Maybe you need to come to my class when the ruler makes the rules as he goes. That's called autocracy, and we don't live in autocracy. We live in a republic. So you just can't make up rules as you go, Terry.
Yeah,
you do have to write it down. I told you to go to the board and get it written down. You hadn't gone to the board yet, though, have you, Terry?
That's been written down for probably 20 years.
It has not. You didn't produce the documentation to show Kevin to make him be quiet.
Oh, Lordy, I don't even want to go there. But anyway, I ain't going to keep y'all guys long. Gene, you're doing a good job over there. I've already tossed you today, too. But, and Gene, I don't even know who you are.
You can't.
9 out of 10 people agree with me on this. You just need to know that. You're the only person that is on your side.
But I'm the one that made the rules, so that's what we have to go by.
He made the rules. What rules?
Met Terry last time I was here. He was trying to take the Coke bottles.
Yeah, he said he met you last time, Terry.
Oh,
you just insulted the man, Terry. You just came and said, you're not important.
Terry
I don't even
has
remember meeting
since
you.
then.
Yeah,
it was very brief.
Well, I'm going to tell you, in getting to know Gene a little bit, I'm sure something will happen on a ball field every now and then that'll set him off. But if you throw Gene out, Terry, you're a bad umpire. If you throw this guy out. Now, there's some guys I can mention and won't mention them on the air that, you could throw out. It's fine. But you can't throw Gene out. He calmly told you how wrong you were. You can't throw it. You can't throw a manager out for calmly telling you that you're full of crap.
It's almost like one of them times when you start bringing your book out to me as you're coming to talk to me. The last thing I ever want to see is a book.
But you
don't bring a book to me.
You don't need
God
the book.
forbid Terry read the rule book. Is that what you just said, Terry? Don't bring that rule book out here.
Oh my.
Oh,
well, Terry, you go back.
How does that umpire appeal go with that?
Darth Vader got his lightsaber out.
Well, Terry, on a serious note, I hope everything's okay with your family and you get back into the studio real soon. Well, I miss you in here because it's so easy to beat up on you in the studio. It's not quite the same when you're at home.
Yeah, guys. I mean, don't sit back. I don't care who you are. This stuff can hit you, and which Hunter knows. I mean, when you go through that stuff, it's something that you sit back and I can sit back and tell everybody that's around this world, hey, I lost an aunt from this stuff, and I've got a neighbor that lives like 2 houses across the road from me. He come down with it, and it took him. He took him yesterday. So, hey, but be legitimate in what you're doing. Understand what's happening, and if you get it, go get tested. Stay at home, do your time at home, and try to get over it. Hey, the young people, they're going to survive it. But if you're older and you got any kind of issues that you have had, like it could be diabetes or anything, hey, it's not easy to get. I mean, it's easy to get, and it's hard to get rid of once you get it, especially if you got issues with your body.
Yeah, you take care of yourself, you take care of your wife, and take care of your family, Terry. And praying for you and hope everything gets better soon, okay?
All right, guys. Have a good day. Gene, appreciate you, buddy.
Absolutely.
Have a great day, Hunter.
Yeah.
Kevin, JP, Tom, love listening to you, man. See you.
All right.
We'll see
All right,
you,
JP.
Terry.
I mean, Terry, thank you. JP, we still got Coach on the phone?
Yeah, Coach B called
I think we
in,
got
so,
Coach Pruitt on the phone
Let me
as well.
drop Terry.
If Terry's got to figure out what,
Coach P.
JP's got to figure out which buttons to press, but Coach Pruitt, Cherryville High School football coach, is going to be on with us if JP can do his job, Gene. Let's see. That's not it.
Wrong one. Live editing, ladies and gentlemen. This is not scripted. This is not scripted or pre-recorded.
Is he on there?
This is live.
Coach Pruitt, we got you on there? Or are you calling back? JP hasn't given me any hand signals. But anyway, I think we got Coach Pruitt calling back in just a few moments. North Carolina, what's funny about Coach Pruitt here is that the Max Preps has been using North Carolina's been using their rankings for some of their for the playoffs and stuff the last few years. He's been the coach, I think, 5 to 7 years now at Cherryville. They still got the other coach. They still got the other coach on listed, Gene. So good job there for Max Preps. Did JP? Did you ever hit a button right and get Coach Pruitt on? I hear a reverb there, so I'm guessing Pruitt might be. Coach, you
I'm
there?
listening to you. Can you hear me?
You on a baseball field right now, or where you at?
I'm walking the dogs.
Okay, walking the dogs. What's up this morning, Coach?
Oh, not much. I told JP I slept in on Saturday trying to catch up with virtual school and Canvas, and got 2 kids playing baseball. Busy time. Getting some football workouts in too, a couple days a week, and hopefully in the future we can continue to work with those guys. But we're having a couple days a week. We get skill development in. This week we did it on Tuesday because of the weather forecast. Field was a little wet yesterday, other than being out in tennis shoes and doing some conditioning. We weren't on the field much yesterday, so it's been a unique fall so far. But it does feel like fall this morning, so that's a great thing.
It does feel like football season. I was thinking about that driving in this morning. Coach, how is the schedule making as far as football, basketball, and everything coming up this fall? Or are you, everybody starting to round that out and everything, or are we still working on it?
I think so. Most people are about done, and there for a little while the state kind of put a moratorium on that, asked people not to announce that, but we put ours out this week in a couple outlets and places, and when we get done, I'll forward it to you. Actually, I should have sent it to you myself, Kevin.
Okay.
But we're on scrimmage East Burke, though that date has not been set. Me and Coach Miner are still trying to iron out that date. But we're going to scrimmage East Burke, and then in our conference, since we had one extra game, we've decided to play the teams in our western part of our conference, and then depending on if you're in the east or the west, you're either playing 2 members across the other side or 3 members. If you're in the east, you're playing 3 members. You're from the west, you're playing 2. So that means we're not playing 2 teams. So the 2 teams in our conference we're not playing are Mountain Island Charter and Union Academy. That means we'll be playing Community School Davidson and Pine Lake Prep, along with Thomas Jefferson, Highland Tech, Highland Tech, Thomas Jefferson, Bessemer City, and that will round out our schedule.
You have 6?
Do what?
You have 6 games or 5?
Yeah, we'll have Christ the King as well. So
Okay.
Christ the King is at 14 on our side, and then we pick up 2 from the other side. So that gives us 6 games. That means we had to have a non-conference game. We were hoping for West Lincoln, but I think West Lincoln's conference decided to pull everybody, and they have 7 games for their 7 other members. I guess they have 18 conference, so they'll play their 7 games. So we're going to end up playing Chase. So Coach Cogdell and the Trojans will be at Cherryville for February 26th game, which will be the first game of the year. But now with that said, when you look at the basketball schedule and the baseball schedule, that kind of fits up with the number of teams that you have in your conference. And of course, for us, football and wrestling is the only conference opponents where we split and go across. So like Mountain Island Charter and Cherryville both have wrestling and so forth. But when it comes to basketball, the open weeks kind of match up. So I think for basketball and a lot of our sports, Chase is going to be a common opponent because their open weeks match up with ours.
Okay.
And I think in baseball, Coach Harrell was mentioning, I think we want to have Ashbrook on the schedule, and I don't know who our other non-conference opponent is in baseball. But, it's been kind of unique. And honestly, most time I wouldn't have information on stuff like that. But me and Coach Harrell are involved in checking kids in school every morning at 7:45 to 8:30. So every day me and him get to discuss the events of the week, and we get to talk about that, or he has a coach come by and they're discussing different things. So it's been a unique experience. I had that one year of an AD experience at Bessemer City, but getting to sit and watch him do a little extra stuff. And there's a lot more into putting together a schedule and doing some of those things. And, we've even discussed this week, and I've been working on realignment and when that's going to come out, and then how that's going to affect our opponents in the future. And so we've been looking forward to trying to find and schedule those opponents for the future, and think about the 2021 true season and then the 2022, the new contract year. So we do those usually in 2 years. So it's been a lot to consider, and but it's a good problem to have, knowing that we got something to look forward to as we turn the page on the calendar year and of course volleyball and cross country. Some of those sports, I think, I want to say swimming's included. Of course, we don't have swimming at Cherryville, but I think those are the first group of sports that will start off the calendar year for the High School Athletic Association.
Well, Coach, how do you feel or see the, as far as the playoff reformatting go that has went or the changes that they made to it?
Well, it's going to be just a smaller group of teams that make the playoffs. And, the way I look at it, it's hard to believe. I'm doing my 29th year of coaching. I always loved those first couple years of coaching when you would get the High School Athletic Association book and it would say Northwest number 1 would be playing Smoky Mountain number 3 or your, whatever, your different conferences.
Right.
And it would already have the playoffs created. And that's kind of what they're going to this year,
right,
using Max Prep ranking. So I think that's a breath of fresh air. Of course, it's just half the number of teams, so makes your games important, and it's important to play well early. And that's the part. I mean, I've watched these NFL teams play without preseason games, and most games seem pretty clean. And there was a lot of, when I say clean, there wasn't a lot of mistakes or things that you would normally see early in a football season. I think we've seen a little bit of that in some of the college football with how some of the teams have probably had different things associated with COVID restrictions and what they've been able to do with their teams and how much time they've taken or if they worked on tackling and things like that. So I'm interested to see how our season starts and how we prepare. And of course, now with the High School Athletic Association creating scrimmages where you're only going to scrimmage one opponent and you're going to have one opponent on site. That's a difference than what we've done in the past where you could see multiple teams scrimmaging at the same time. So looking forward to going up to Eichert and seeing East Burke and getting ready to start our season. And then we definitely have a really solid Chase team. I told my kids when we announced that might be the best team on our schedule because they have a lot of great kids coming back, and I know Coach Todd will do a good job there.
Yes, sir. Coach Todd will be his first year up there. And I played at Cherryville and Bessemer when Chase was in the conference, so I'm very familiar with playing them at both of those schools. And we always had it was always really competitive, really good games with them. Well, Coach, I appreciate you calling it. Enjoy the weather while it's doing pretty good right now, I guess, after if you're walking the dogs.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to a little App State football day up at Marshall. Back when I was in school, Georgia Southern was Marshall. That was the game on the schedule that you always look forward to.
Right.
And that's going to be a pretty good game. I saw Marshall play first game of the year against Eastern Kentucky, and they look really solid. So if Appalachian does the things it did last week, turn the ball over and have some mental mistakes and give the team the ball back like they did last week a couple times, it could be a long day. But I think, in football, you usually see your best improvement from game 1 to game 2. And I'm sure they're going to step up and play well today. There's a lot of connections with Marshall. I think the offensive coordinator played quarterback at Marshall, and Coach Clark grew up in West Virginia just down the road. And I saw where Appalachian signed a kicker. Hey, that's usually not big news, but he was the number 1 kicker in the state of West Virginia, and he chose Appalachian over Marshall this week. So a lot of little things there that, makes for a good rivalry. And even though they haven't played in a long time, it'll be fun to get to watch them play Marshall today.
Now, they used to be in the same conference before Marshall went big time on them. And I do remember that because when I was in school, there was a couple of Marshall fans that were friends of mine that used to talk about that. But last question for you, Coach, before you go. Last week, Tom picked Charlotte to beat Appalachian. How many up, downs, and laps does he got to do at the office before he gets out of here? I'm asking the coach.
How many points did App score? 35?
Yes, sir.
So that'd be a good start. And
we'll start with 35 push-ups or laps.
Tom must be tight with Chris Paul. I saw where Chris Paul also picked Charlotte over Appalachian State last year in the ESPN thing. But
they had the lead, Coach. They had the lead in the first quarter. Just couldn't hang on.
They scored first, Tom. It doesn't matter who scored. It's not, you don't win by scoring first.
Yeah, they scored first, Tom.
Most points you can score. Okay,
that's correct, Coach.
But I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I think the year before, I don't think Charlotte ever trailed. But man, the year before was like a shootout, like 56-41, and that's what really concerned me. And really, I think Appalachian's defense this year is ahead of where they were last year. Because there's the continuity of the Scott Satterfield staff, I think, within that with Coach Jones coming back. And I don't think they changed a whole lot with Coach Roof, but I think it was just a little bit of a few weeks of Coach Roof trying to learn the system before they really got to playing good defense last year. So I think the defense is ahead. I'm interested to see how they do with Marshall today. Marshall's pretty explosive, and the offense has got to clean up some stuff. But there's a lot there. Those 3 running backs are really good. So I look forward to a good year of Appalachian State football. And with COVID, you never know what can happen. Just like Charlotte, looking forward to going to play at Carolina today, and 3 days out, there's no game. So, you never know what can happen as you go through your year, and that's what's going to make college football unique this season for sure.
All right, Coach. Well, you clean up the streets of Cherryville while you're out there, okay?
Yeah, I will. I'm getting ready to go clean up the weight room at Cherryville.
All right.
I'm getting ready to go do and take care of a few things that need to be done and get ready for another week of school.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All right. Y'all take care.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you guys. Yes.
That's Coach Tim
Bye-bye.
Pruitt, Cherryville Ironman football, getting ready for this fall. And JP, you ready to go? We got to take a quick break. Well, JP, give me 2 minutes, actually, JP, give me 3, and then at 9:45 we'll take the break. So we got to get the nuggets in real quick. Gene, I did see the picture of you guys' weight room. That thing's sweet. I love the colors. Outstanding. You folks got to check that out online. Check them out on Twitter. All right, Gene, I believe in the NBA and most professional sports are fixed. Number one, because they admitted it a few years ago. Tim Donaghy and the gang have already admitted this.
The refs.
The NFL went to court in one of their court deals. I don't know which one it is. Pull it up details. But basically they argue that they're the same thing as the WWE and that they're a sports entertainment to get away from some type of attacks or something like this, into which they print that on the back of their ticket. So basically they're saying that these aren't guaranteed to be actual contests. Basically, I think it had something, a lot of it to do with like the no-shows in the NBA, that, the guy sitting out, you're buying tickets, something to do with that. Either way, they argued themselves in court that they were basically the WWE. So that's where I'm at with this stuff. I saw the Portland Trail Blazers get screwed. I saw the Sacramento Kings get screwed. Both teams by, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, with all that said, I've always believed basketball refs can affect a game way easy. All right, for example, in baseball, this is how I'm gonna put it. Which is worse, a bad call by the umpire on strike 1 or 3?
Strike 3.
Right. So in basketball, you can keep things even, but you can't. Right. So I played a basketball game in high school one time. The other team shot 35 free throws. We shot 13. We had 4 guys foul out. Now,
maybe your guys were fouling more often.
Yeah, that's what it was, Tom. So that's what the referees would say. So you look at the fouls, but the fouls ended up being kind of even, but nobody fouled out. But okay, that's kind of weird. Now, so what I'm saying is that you can keep the fouls even by calling fouls away from the basket, non-shooting fouls. But then you can have fouls where LeBron runs over someone, which is a clear offensive foul, and he scores. But not only do they call the foul the other way, LeBron gets 3 points for it. So twice last night, he got 6 points on offensive fouls. So how many did they win by, Hunter? 12. So now we're narrowing this down really quick, right? So there's just 2 calls, all they had to do to get within 6 points. Now, in the first half, Murray and Jokic in foul trouble, had to sit out most of the first half. Now, if the referees sit out your best players in the first half, Hunter,
that's a pretty substantial lead.
What happens to the score? It goes away. Now, Gene, in the first half, the Lakers shot 32 free throws. Is that a big number? They only finished with 37. Wow, that's kind of weird. What happened in the second half? Well, in the first half with the 32 free throws, in the game they beat the Rockets with 119 points, they shot 29 free throws. So what I'm saying is the refs affected game 1. Foul, shooting foul, and a shooting foul, and a shooting foul. Oh, we're going to call the fouls on the Lakers away from the ball or away from the goal. So all the fouls are the same. So we look down the matchups. Lakers only made 3 more shots total than the Nuggets. What's 3 times 2, Hunter? 6. So now there's your 12 points. That's it. So it's not a dominating win. All I've got is 2 calls on LeBron and 2 3-pointers, and we're a tie game. Now let's go down the list as well. 3-pointers, LA made only 2 more than the Nuggets, 11-9. Free throws were 37-28 in total attempts. Nuggets made better shots, 23-27. Rebounds, exactly the same, 48-48 in rebounds. Lakers had more assists and steals, and of course the Nuggets' biggest thing to me was the turnovers were awful, 16-12 in turnovers. Fast break points, Tom. Lakers 16, Nuggets 10. Points in the paint, you were talking about that. Lakers won by 2 in the paint. 54-52.
You're including the fourth quarter, which the game was over in the third.
I'm including the ball game. Tom.
It was over
the ball game, and including it. If you want to talk about the fourth quarter,
and at halftime, that's when I stopped watching. I was like, I can't do this.
So my case is that only 2 calls against LeBron. Not even talk about the other 32 free throws. Cuts the lead in half. 2 3-pointers later, game's tied. And then my final thought on Bol. He was +9, Hunter.
He played 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes, he was +9.
He scored 2 points.
+9, Bol, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. So again, what I'm saying is, whatever you think or listen to from the pundits about this game, wasn't that bad. And at the end of the day, what's the score? 1-0. Now, with
it
that
could
said,
just as easy. I know it could be 1-1.
How many points did the Nuggets get beat by in Game 1 against the Clippers?
It's pretty substantial.
23. So there's no panic. You just down one time.
The only thing
you gotta beat us 4 times.
The only thing I have to say about this game is, Kevin, this might be your opportunity to start waving that Bol flashlight up in the sky.
They need extra 7-footer out there,
I was about
don't
to
they?
say that's Anthony Davis getting 34 or 35. Good Lord. I mean, he was the only one in the 30s. You're not going to get 18 out of KCP or whatever his name
Tim
is.
Donaghy calls and 2 3-pointers away from tying that
He gave
game.
up 36 in the first, 34 in the second, 33 points in the third quarter. As I said,
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Throw out the fourth quarter. It doesn't mean anything.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's not going to score 18 in another. Well, he might, but not.
He got a pretty
not
good looking 3-point stroke.
Not consistently.
It looks pretty good from the 3-point.
But LeBron did only have 15 points. He got 11 or 12 assists.
When you give up 100 through 3 quarters, 103 points, just don't even talk to me about the.
That's the NBA though. That's almost every Houston Rockets game.
I mean, you gave up that many points.
Gene,
and
what
Denver
did you
scores.
think about
Denver
that
scores
game?
21 in the second, 20 in the third.
I'm gonna put Gene. This is what I tweeted the other day. So this is the best way I can put this, Tom. Is how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Your feelings. Don't
Right.
bring your feelings to a fact
I just
fight.
analyzed it to you. You didn't like the analytics.
I didn't like the
2 bad LeBron calls and 2 3-pointers later, and it's tied.
You know, the fourth was garbage time. The fourth period.
Well, the
fourth
first quarter was garbage time because the umpires were calling bad calls. Hey, Gene, Peter, John, Bartholomew, Thomas, 2 Jameses, Andrew, Philip, Thaddeus, Simon, Matthew, and even Judas. King James can have all his disciples for all I care. Nuggets in 7, baby. Boop, boop, free Bol. That's all I got to say about that. Nuggets in 7. See, look, Joker's ready. Joker's ready. That's all I got to say. He's ready. He's ready to rock, man.
Your thoughts on that game?
You know what's funny else about this, Hunter, real quick? One more thing.
Kevin, Gene is our guest. You got to let him speak.
The starting small forward isn't even playing it right now. Will Barton.
Yeah, he's not. He's not playing at all.
Gene, Nuggets, can they win? After my wonderful dissertation.
I say no. I think this is LeBron.
Y'all all suck.
Here's why. I mean, it's same thing with Tom Brady was with the Patriots. I mean, you really can. I mean, one player can affect the whole game in certain sports, and hate to say it, money's got a lot to do with it too. You know, I mean, I've been saying it for years. I mean, before Donaghy came out, was it Tim? You said Tim Donaghy came out? Yeah, before that, I mean, look at the last 2 minutes of any NBA game that's meaningful. I mean, between bad calls or non-calls, they can affect. I mean, you know, I'm looking at this article from back in the 2017-2018 season. Just look at the teams. The Brooklyn Nets at the time had 28 bad non-calls that the refs swallowed the whistle. I mean, same thing with the Mavericks. I mean, but you look at the teams that were good at the time. OKC 22 swallowed the whistle at the time. I just think it depends. I mean, does it make more sense to have the Lakers in the championship? Is more people going to watch? Yes, because of LeBron. I mean, and I got people out there who do like the Nuggets. It's kind of who's going to put, more people. It's all about sponsors now. Nobody's in the stands.
Right now it is, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Fix Tom is what he's saying, but he don't want to say it.
Right. It's tough. I mean, you don't.
Well, I will say this. Donahue basically came out and said that sometimes they'd be approached by the league and would say, hey, we need this one to be close.
I mean, it's,
seriously, that's what I said. Hey, we might need to call it. It needs to be close.
My opinion of especially pros,
Didn't he basically come out and said yes that they were the reason that the Lakers screwed the Sacramento Kings out of the
if you're making
championship?
$100,000 a year umpiring games, and someone comes up to you and get $100,000 y'all cover tonight, somebody's going to take it. In the professional levels, and they obviously did with Donahue in the game.
I think it's a little different in basketball and football. I mean, it's been proven that the umpires in baseball are better than any of the other officials in any other league. They just, their craft is different.
Yeah, I think so.
I just feel that the teaching and what goes into baseball umpires and the hierarchy to where, to be on a umpire crew, it's a lot tougher. I mean, than going to, umpire. I mean, a referee, college football, NFL, or even the NBA. Like, obviously you get there and it seems like these people are there forever.
Yeah, that's where it's weird. And you never see anybody different, do you?
Well, in MLB, we got 3 or 4 of the same umpires, but a lot of the crews are young now.
Yeah.
Like, they're constantly, you got to work your way up from low A all the way up to triple A now. Like, people don't realize how much more work it is going through all the levels as an umpire.
All right, final thought on basketball. Hunter, the Bulls made the playoffs last in 2017. With Jimmy Butler. The T-Wolves last made the playoffs in 2018 with Jimmy Butler. And the 76ers' best playoff run came in 2019.
J-Butt.
With Jimmy Butler. And Miami is in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since
LeBron and
2014.
He has moved around, man.
Jimmy Butler.
That
boy can play. Nobody likes him.
He's looking for a pack of dogs. That's what he's looking for.
All right, JP. You ready to take a break? We got to go. We got running out of time. We'll be back in a minute. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Nowadays, buying a new car or truck is different because everything is on the internet. So why would anyone waste their time trying to get answers from a salesperson who's just going to beat you up for more money? At Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Forest City, our sales guys and sales girls don't work on commission. We have clear choice pricing, a free lifetime warranty, and you can find anything you might want to know on our 300 new and used cars and trucks online at Friendship Nissan or Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. Remember, we're different, and we're right down the road in Forest City.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
Hey, Milton, where can I get a good washer and dryer?
Well, Ron, try Hendrick Appliance in Shelby.
Well, what about a refrigerator and freezer?
That's Hendrick Appliance in Shelby, too.
Well, I need a range or a stovetop, too.
See Hendrick Appliance in Shelby.
Well, what about the price?
Best deals in town, and they have scratch and dent appliances at discount prices.
Man, all this makes me tired.
They've got mattresses, too. Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at hendrickappliance.com. It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we would like to help. We are your Edward Jones financial advisors, Adam Larson and Kevin Larson. Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by one of our offices today in Shelby. Adam Larson, 1427 East Marion Street. Call 704-692-0249. In Cherryville, Kevin Larson, 217 East Main Street. Call 704-692-2325. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Every game is huge for the Braves as this sprint of a 2020 season rolls on. So make sure you're right here for every epic moment.
Off the end of the bat, in the air, out toward right center. Here comes Acuna. He lays out. Did he reel it in? You bet he reeled it in. What a play by Ronald Acuna.
Braves baseball back on Carolina Country, WCSL. Also The Boss, WHS and WLON. Online at KDCBroadcasting.com. When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
And we're back on Saturday morning.
Basically, he beat
the game.
4:30.
All right, JP, real quick, we're going to go take our NASCAR minute. here on KTCBroadcasting.com. Here's sounds and interviews coming up about this weekend's race.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR Racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
We asked Cole Custer, how concerned are you to be below cutoff line going into Bristol?
I mean, we're not in a desperate position. I mean, we're in a position where we can control a lot of what happens. And if we have a good day and run good and get stage points, we can point our way in, and it also depends on how the guys around us run, but a little bit. But I feel like, if we have a good day out of Bristol, we can get ourselves into the next round. So I think we're not in a bad spot. It's still manageable.
We asked William Byron, after a tough run at Richmond, how do you feel about Bristol this weekend?
I mean, we're not in a desperate position. I mean, we're in a position where we can control a lot of what happens. And if we have a good day and run good and get stage points, we can point our way in, and it also depends on how the guys around us run, but a little bit. But I feel like, if we have a good day out of Bristol, we can get ourselves into the next round. So I think we're not in a bad spot. It's still manageable.
We asked Martin Truex Jr., being securely in the playoffs, how comfortable do you feel about going to Bristol this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really worry about it too much. I mean, just we're going to go there and race and, see what happens. I mean, you can't, there's no sense in making yourself crazy all week when it's not, it has no bearing on the outcome. So, we're going to work hard to try to be better at Bristol. It's not been the best place for us, but, I'm confident the guys will do a good job, and we'll go there and, run the best we can and see what happens.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football? Yeah!
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, and WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
There you go. Left it for you folks watching online. Sorry, I didn't hit the button, but the folks on radio got us. So Hunter,
yes,
and Gene and Tom, let's go pick our favorites to win at Bristol. Keselowski's on the pole, if that helps you any. Harvick's first in standings. Keselowski second. Hamlin third. Logano, but Hamlin won. Didn't he win the race and get in? Won Logano. Truex, Dillon, Elliott, Bowman, and then Kyle Busch, like I said. So Terry's man, Kyle Busch, is close. Any of those guys that wreck, if any of them wreck, they're in trouble here at Bristol. I'm more interested, guys. We last time we saw Bristol was in the All-Star race, and usually in Bristol races there's 40 cars, and they catch the lap cars, and you can catch the leaders. Well, in the All-Star race, if only 20 cars, that didn't happen, so they kind of ran away. So we didn't get to see any of the Bristol action that we normally get. This is at night. I fully expect to be some banging tonight. Keselowski 1, Logano 2, Truex 3, Harvick 4, Dillon 5, Elliott 6, Hamlin 7, and Bowman 8. Tom, who you got? Cole Custer's 12th.
I like Keselowski to go back to back. I mean, he's strong on the short tracks. I mean, I looked at Truex too. I mean, Truex is good on the short tracks too, but comes down. I like Keselowski's momentum coming in, and he's in those Mustangs, which have been running good all year, Kevin. So I'm going to go with Keselowski.
Gene, you got any feelings at Bristol?
I'm going Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch. The Bushes always run good in Bristol. It's not a bad pick. You could have just said Busch.
Neither one.
I'm not a Kyle fan. A lot of people don't like Kurt, but I like Kurt.
Kurt
Sorry,
had an
Gene, you lost points for me.
I do, so.
I like Kurt.
Kurt had an interesting interview on Dale Jr.'s podcast a few weeks back or months back and Jr. was asking about how telling him that he's changed in his life. All right, we got to go, Hunter. We got to go take another break. Hunter,
That's
who you
fine.
got?
No, I'll take Truex.
All right, we come back, folks. We've got to pick our NFL picks for the day in college football this weekend on ktcbroadcasting.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go look at a new car or truck and you didn't have to worry about getting caught up in those games that waste half your day? Well, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City is different because we're fast, easy, and transparent. We have over 300 new and used vehicles on the ground with clear choice pricing and the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and a free lifetime warranty on every new car. You better believe Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram is different, and you can find us in Forest City.
You could be the winner of a $500 shopping spree at one of our local area businesses. All you have to do is register. See your local store for details.
Register today at Carolina Hardware on Reeves Hill Road in Lincoln, at Pro Wellness Chiropractic Center on North Aspen Street in Lincoln, at Mitchum's Kitchen on Highway 27 West in Dale, at West End Sales Highway 18 North in Dale, at Dallas Express Pharmacy on Hoffman Street in Dallas, at Hillbilly's Barbecue and Steaks on South Main Street in Lowell, at Bill Schubert Heating and Air on Campbell Street in Shelby, at Hojo Power Sports and Equipment on Grigg Street in Shelby, at Shelby Hardware South Lafayette Street in Shelby, and at All Ray Tire Center on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Register today. The drawing will be live on the air Friday, October 30th. You could be the winner of our $500 local shopping spree at one of our area businesses. Brought to you by The Boss, Carolina Country, ktcbroadcasting.com, and whatsupshopper.com.
Gaston County's premier flooring center is Carpet One Interiors, located at 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Seeing is believing at Carpet One Interiors in Gastonia, where you get a large selection at a low price with expert advice. Ask about their beautiful guarantee. If you don't love your new carpet, they'll replace it free. And right now, luxury vinyl plank is just $2.99 a square foot. Come see for yourself and refresh your home this year with a stop at Carpet One Interiors, 2757 East Ozark Avenue in Gastonia. Online at carpet1gastonia.com. Looking for a new car? Maybe a pre-owned car or truck, or maybe an SUV? Then let your fingers do the walking and go to whatsupshopper.com. Local dealers with local vehicles. You don't have to drive all over the country. Just click on whatsupshopper.com and take a look at the local selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, and more from local dealers in Gaston, Cleveland, and Lincoln counties. Car shopping just got easier by going to whatsupshopper.com. Pick yours out today.
The Cherryville Country Club remains open for dinner on Friday nights and for Sunday lunch. Call your order in at 704-435-6597. Take it home and enjoy a great dinner or lunch. You can pick it up under the big black awning at the front. And it's time to get out and play golf, too. The weekly Captain's Choice Golf Tournament starts every Friday night at 5:30 p.m. Just call the Pro Shop to sign up at 704-435-6597. The Cherryville Country Club on the Roy Acre Road in Cherryville.
Shop local, buy local. For furniture for your home, see McGinnis Furniture in downtown Cherryville. McGinnis Furniture is locally owned and operated. They've been serving this area for over 47 years, from living rooms to bedrooms to dining room furniture and more. Also mattresses, entertainment centers, appliances, and beautiful accent pieces. Shop Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturdays 9 to 5. Call 704-435-5436 for McGinnis Furniture, 303 East Main Street in downtown Cherryville. Online at McGinnisFurniture.com and like them on Facebook too.
And we're back on Sam Moore Sports Talk with Kevin and the guys.
Hey, buddy. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's time for NFL time. But first, we want to thank our sponsor, Thomas Borgello and the gang up in Forest City, Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, and Friendship Nissan of Forest City. on the Oak Street extension. Get up there today and online Friendship.
Can I get-
Chrysler Jeep Dodge.com. No, you can't beg for a car, Tom.
No, I'm just going to say a satisfied
Terry
customer.
does.
If you want to speak to a satisfied customer, my brother,
Yeah.
Danny, purchased, and he and his girlfriend have purchased Dodges from Friendship. So
there you
good
go.
people over there, and get you a good vehicle. I know that
good.
I'm always pining for a Gladiator. So, so there's all kinds of
do you know
great Dodge
Terry's
Jeep
deal
products.
that he got?
He's got free tires for life on his car. So
I didn't even get to say it out. 1998 Toyota Tacoma, and in his deal, it was not. This. Listen to this. It was $9,800 for the truck. I think is what he told me, and he got free tires for life. He's got 250,000 miles on this
it's
truck.
a year since year 2000, 20
But
years.
Terry has spent less money on tires than Hunter has on shoes in his life.
That's the truth.
It's true.
That's the truth.
What a deal! $9,800 brand new truck and free tires for life, Gene. You don't beat that, D. So Terry gets on here and begs for Friendship to send him a Gladiator with free tires. That's the only way Terry's gonna take it. It's gotta have free tires. All right, Giants at Bears. Let's go across the room. I'm gonna tell you the over under. You don't have to say anything about the over under if you want. Just tell me who's gonna win today or tomorrow. Giants at Bears, Tom.
I like the Bears.
Gene.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Falcons at Cowboys.
I like the Cowboys.
Dirty Birds.
Spreads 4 Cowboys.
Dirty Birds. I like Atlanta.
Lions at the Packers. Packers by 6.5.
I'm Packers to cover that.
Packers.
Yeah, this thing could be close. Packers.
Does Minshew Mania continue in Tennessee? Titans favored by 7.5 over the Jaguars.
I like Tennessee.
Jaguars.
Oh.
I love to hear it, but not so fast, Gene. I cannot go outside of King Henry. Give me Tennessee.
All right. Vikings at Colts.
Vikings bounce back.
Vikings.
I'm going to take the Colts.
Phillip Rivers, 2 picks guaranteed.
Both quarterbacks might throw 2 picks.
They might not even let Kirk Cousins throw more than 5 passes in the first half.
Bills at Dolphins. Tom, Bills by 5.5.
I like the Bills. I wonder if Tua gets to play.
Bills Mafia. Bills.
Bills Mafia is correct.
49ers at Jets. Who gets the first win? Niners favored by 7 in New York.
I think the Niners bounce back, but it's close to making the trip across the country.
Going with the Jets.
I'll take the Niners, but I think they cover too.
Rams at Philadelphia. Eagles favored by 1 at home.
The Rams look pretty good
They
against
don't
the
think
Cowboys.
much of Philadelphia then.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Philly was terrible last week. I'm going with the Rams.
West East. I'm going to go with the Rams. God, it's tough, but Philadelphia, the West
Making that
did not
trip
look
across
good.
the country is tough.
Broncos at Steelers. Steelers favored by 7.5. My Super Bowl pick.
Broncos come in, upset the Steelers.
I got the Steelers.
I got Pittsburgh. Denver covers.
Steelers. The Washington football team versus the Arizona Cardinals. Now, what was funny last week was when you looked at the scoreboards and checked box scores, it said like Eagles versus football team.
I know. It's so dumb.
It couldn't get any
They
better.
couldn't just be
get any
like
better.
Eagles versus Washington.
Right. That's good. That's all they had to do. So Tom,
Well, I told you they won. That was my fun dark horse playoff pick.
The Cardinals.
The Cardinals.
Yep. I
I'm
gave
going
you
with the
credit
Cardinals.
for that
Yeah,
this
I'm going,
week.
Oh, appreciate that. The Cardinals, because they're a fun team. They're, they've got Murray Hopkins. They're fun to watch.
Gene,
Washington football team.
Thank God. I wasn't going to be the only one. Give me Washington. We sacked Carson Wentz 8 times last week, and the Arizona offensive line is not
Chase Young.
just as
Chase
better.
Young is a beast.
Oof.
Chiefs at Chargers.
That's going to be a blowout.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
It's going to be a
Hunter,
blowout. Give me
speaking
Kansas
of
City.
that, I got a new art for you. I gotta find it in a minute.
Is it me as Patrick Mahomes?
It's you as Chase Young.
Oh, okay. I'm the Predator.
You can
nice.
do that.
I'm the Predator. Yeah, give me Kansas City. This is a blowout.
Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs favored by 9. Ravens at Texans. Baltimore by 7.
I like the Ravens.
Yeah.
Be more.
I mean, I don't like the Ravens, but they're going to win.
I don't like the Ravens either, but if this was a game last year where Hopkins was there, I'd be like, okay, this is interesting. Now, it's Baltimore. Why are you a little elf?
That's the Cleveland Brown elf.
I know,
That's
but
fantastic.
That's Elfie and Chase and Hunter Young over here.
That's awesome.
Elliot Chase
I do
Yancey.
want a jersey like that, but I really only want to, like, if they continue going forward just with Washington,
Yeah, that's what
I would
they're doing.
purchase one today
They
because
are.
then I don't have to worry about what their name is.
Right.
I'll think about it.
They're going right now. All right, folks online can't see it yet. I didn't pull that up. Let's see. We got Patriots at Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 3.5 against the Cam Newton.
I don't know. I kind of pulling for Cam because so many people hate him in Charlotte. So I'm going with New England.
Going with the Seahawks.
I'm going with Seattle.
Seahawks at home.
Mhm.
Saints at the Raiders.
I like the Saints.
Going with the Raiders.
Saints.
I'm going to go with the Raiders, too. Michael Thomas is a game time question.
Cowboys crazy. All right. Real quick about last week's couple things about last week's games. Here's how quarterbacks get all the blame or all the non-blame.
Nope. One of them does not deserve any blame.
Oh, God. So Hunter does not blame Joe Burrow for only scoring 13 points and losing game one. He blames the kicker.
The kicker misses
Teddy
a
Bridgewater
30-yard
scored
tying
30-some
field
points
goal.
and lost. Cam scored 21 and won, and everyone says Cam had a better week. Let's see who else on the board. How about the Raiders? Let's see. Jeez, Cam. Deshaun, there was one more I want to talk about. Buccaneers. They scored 24 and lost.
But
me and
they
Hunter talked
outscored a
about
lot of
that.
teams throughout the league.
Well, they did.
Mhm.
But the point is that 24 line it ends up coming up all the time. That sets us up for Buccaneers and Panthers. Tom, first time at home in Tampa. He has never started 0-2. He's also never won the Super Bowl without a first-round bye. And he's looking in second place behind the Saints starting off. Does Tampa, Tom, win and or cover at home today
What's
against
the
Carolina?
line?
8.5.
Yeah, I think that that Carolina overachieved a little bit last week, and even though I hate Tom Brady, I think the Buccaneers win this game.
Taking the Bucks, but I don't think they cover.
Thank you, Gene. I'm taking the Bucks, but I think Carolina covers this 8.5 spread.
8.5 a big number.
Apparently, Chris Godwin might be injured this week, might not be able to play, and so's Mike Evans coming off of the two best receivers might not be 100%.
So
or
what
play.
What to get at, Gene, for overall since the beginning of the NFL, the average is 23 or 24 a game per team. I mean, it's always like that. So my thing is always look at that number. If your defense gave up more than 24, it's your defense's fault. If your offense scored more, you get what I'm saying? So let's look at Cleveland in game one. They score 6 and give up 34. Well, that's everybody stinking. You didn't score 24 and you gave up 35. Well, in game two, you scored 35, which defense gives up 30, Tom. We can't give up 30 points a game. The worst defense last year in the league was 31 points a game. So we're in that territory right now. Might want to try to, tackle someone.
Hey, real quick, I got the Burns High School baseball coach, Alex Linhart, says Bucks by 20.
There you go. There you go. Bucks by 20. All right, let's do the college football schedules.
Nice.
And scores of the day. We're out of time. We'll get Tom to do it. We'll do it. We'll talk next week. We'll break down some Charlotte Appalachia State next
Well,
week.
Charlotte's not even playing this week.
I know.
They canceled their game.
But they tried. I have to say I do like watching Charlotte play, Tom, because you guys got some local guys.
Yeah.
Trey Harbison, 8 carries, 80 yards and a touchdown to start the game off, and he finished with 87.
I'll tell you
He
what,
shut
Tom.
that down after
Charlotte will have a
few
bright
minutes.
future with a football program if they can recruit the Charlotte in this area hard.
How about this kind of a bad news type thing for also a connection with Charlotte. Andre's cousin is the backup quarterback, Dom Schaefer. Reynolds was hurt this week. Schaefer was supposed to get his first start this weekend
but-
and against the Tar Heels.
Yeah.
And then now his line didn't wipe their booties, and then now they're
App's
not.
line didn't. Wait,
Now they're
I
not.
didn't say
How is that blamed on App's line?
Go through
Nobody
those.
at App's sick.
Do certain ones really quick that you just want to cover.
Tulsa at Oklahoma State, Tom.
That's not a game.
How do I know? All
Oklahoma
these college
State, I
teams-
guess.
Carolina's ranked 12th. I just assume everybody
You
stinks.
damn right they are.
Taking on home state.
OSU, baby.
Louisiana at Georgia State. Georgia State beat Tennessee last year. This is their first game
Is
of
this
the
the
year.
Raging Cajuns?
The Raging Cajuns.
I'm taking the Raging Cajuns. They just upset Iowa State by a substantial number, too.
Syracuse at Pittsburgh, Tommy.
Let's go with
Let's just do one
Pittsburgh.
person pick each of games. All right. Gene, South Florida at Notre Dame.
Oh, I gotta go Notre Dame. That's my team.
Central Florida at Georgia Tech, Hunter. Central Florida's favored on the road.
Central Florida. Yes, sir.
I'm going to do this one. The Thundering Herd welcome the Mountaineers. App 23rd. App favored on the road by 5.5. Just for my friend Josh's sake, I hope Appalachian stomps the Thundering Herd into the ground. They probably won't. The rushing game looked pretty well. We had 3 people almost get 100 yards rushing against Charlotte.
Is that your run game or is that Charlotte's defense?
Both. The Citadel at Clemson, Tom. Who you got in that one?
I'm just going to think that Trevor Lawrence is going to squeak this one out.
What if the Citadel brings their guns?
Just barely.
Miami at Louisville, 17-18, Gene.
The U, baby.
The U, baby. Charlotte at North Carolina is canceled, and BYU at Army is postponed. That's it, Hunter, on the list of college football. That's top 25 games.
That's our top 25. That's not all of them, but most people be like top 25 really only ones that most people pay attention to.
Is there anybody else you want me to announce?
Not really.
Any games?
Not really.
Anything?
Not really. Other than that, Big Ten, welcome back. Glad you could join us.
Schedule today. Terry says Ohio State will lose to Nebraska. Again, he's home drinking some of that Lincoln County moonshine.
So Monday, Gene will be here, and we're going to talk in depth some JUCO baseball and the Yetis and some golf next week. I'm looking through, making sure I don't got any fun tweets or any news or notes from this week's shows or anything. So real quick on the radio, tell a little bit about the golf tournament there next week. You still gonna need spots or sponsors?
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody's out there listening, you will be a whole sponsor for our golf tournament. Our golf tournament's Friday, September 25th. So this coming up Friday. It's gonna be at the Cleveland Country Club. You will be a whole sponsor. It's $100. If you got a foursome out there, you want to still play in the tournament, it's $250. So it's very affordable. Come out, support Yeti Athletics.
Absolutely. You love to hear it. You love to hear it. Looking forward to athletics around the counties start picking up a little bit more. We're actually going to have things to do and things to go and watch now.
If you got nothing to watch tonight, 5:30 night at South Meck High School will be live in action. So you can see some of the local guys tonight at South Meck High School.
There you go.
I'm gonna get
Look at that.
Hunter up to end the show here for us.
Oh, my
Hunter.
word.
We got to get Chase. We got to get Hunter Young over here. Look at him, looking good.
Looking good.
Yeah, I always knew I could rock
All right,
dreads.
folks, want to thank you for tuning in. Gene will be back Monday to talk baseball and more. And on Mondays, Gene, what we do, we go through every NFL game and kind of break that down. So that'd be morning show if you just want to just give you a heads up on that. So Monday we talk Yeti baseball and NFL. We'll break down all the games with Hunter and myself. JP, thanks for coming in again. You did well. Not great, well. Don't give me that finger. That's the wrong one. All right. All right, it's all right, buddy. All right, Gene, thanks for coming in. Hunter, as well. We'll see you guys on Monday for Sports Talk and Wednesday and the next Saturday for the Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and Friendship Nissan Sports Talk show on Saturday mornings, KTCBroadcasting.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go look at a new car